All right, it looks like we're live on my end. Are things all good with you?
Yep.
All right,
All
this
set up.
this will be Ramble video 5 for me. Actually didn't think that I'd be making another one of these. It's been 4 or 5 months since I recorded my last one over the summer with Vadi. Um, we'll get into it more why I haven't been making videos so much, but yeah, I'm back doing number 5 here with the much anticipated guest. I'll let him introduce himself.
I'm Sae Bae, or Sae Bae, as a lot of you know me. I guess this is Ramble 24, but I'm thinking if I have rambles with other people, I'll just like start its own little series. So this is, I guess, like duo Ramble one. I don't even know what to call it right now, but it's gonna be like the first of hopefully many. Like I would love to talk to people, and I've been extremely excited to talk to Juke. I'm excited that he's come back. I know, like, just watching his previous rambles, he's well, I know you've been busy and stuff, and I think you moved as well recently, and you're like busy in school and stuff. But it was awesome to see you come back. I saw like one video of you doing, I want to say it was Gauntlet and then Abyssal Sire, and so I knew you were kind of like getting that urge back to play. So it was cool to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I dipped my toe back in a little bit with Trailblazer. I hadn't really played my main for almost 2 months, and then I played Trailblazer. I actually played on two different accounts. I played a melee one first, which I didn't last that long on just because a bunch of my friends were doing it. We all wanted to do Tob together, so kind of went like hot and heavy on that for a week, and then did some Tob. I actually finished, or no, I didn't finish. I didn't get Helm. I was 6 out of 7 at Tob at like 40 KC, so like literally just spooned everything. And like it was fun doing that, but at the same time, like I actually just ran out of shit to do because
Yeah.
I had like no interest after tobbing, and like the boys started to burn out. Everybody kind of got their fill of tobbing with the relics. So then I played the ranger for a little bit. Did the gauntlet. Did a couple inferno runs. Had a lot of fun with it, to be honest, but it was
Yeah.
very short term game mode for me.
It definitely looks like a really fun short-term game mode, exactly what you just said. Because, like, I don't know. I knew whenever a league comes out, like obviously it's only happened twice. It always like is extremely hype for like the first 2 weeks, and then by like week 3, week 4, it's like you start to realize like this stuff isn't carrying over. At least that's how I would feel. Again, I've never played a league, but like I would just feel after like a few weeks of enjoying it, it's just like, all right, everything I do at this point like is gonna get deleted. Like so like you kind of enjoy the relics, and then I don't know. I feel like the burn is inevitable before it actually ends.
Yeah, almost everyone I've seen get burned out after two
Yeah.
or 3 weeks at most. And I get the temporary game mode aspect, but honestly, for me, even more than that, like I didn't mind as long as I was having fun. But you honestly, at least in this league, I think less so in the last one. I don't know if you played the last one. I played it a fair bit, but you progress to late game so much faster this time around.
Yeah,
Like
it
the
looks like it.
relics were just stronger, like across the board. So like honestly, we were doing Tob at like day 4 or whatever. Like so, you just like the progression was so fast that like I don't know if you're not playing casually or going for, I guess, like if you really want to compete like in terms of points, but like I know I guess you like doing clue scrolls. Like you get to the point
Yeah.
where so many of the points are in like do 500 grotesque guardians or do 100 master clues on
Yeah.
leagues, like shit like that I don't know. I think you run out of stuff to do quite fast. Last time it took a long time. There was less endgame content last time around, really, just because it was like raids and I guess that was like a lot of clue scrolls. But
Yeah, but it was raids, but it wasn't even like a buff drop rate, wasn't it? It was just kind of like everything was, I'm pretty sure everything was the same drop rate as the main game, the first league, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they said everything was the same. It's probably just confirmation bias on my end. I hope I'm using that phrase correctly. But I remember a bunch of people got like a bunch of early drops. And so there was a lot of speculation that raids were buffed, but again, like maybe you just noticed the people who got the drops early. So I think I'm pretty sure they said raids weren't changed.
Yeah, I don't think they were. Well, I know Aloe got his bow at like, dude, I was so excited for Aloe to come back. Oh gosh, he's so burnt. He's so fried. Do you know anything about Aloe? Like, what like his, I guess, IRL is like? Is he just completely burned from the game?
Uh, I know a little bit. I don't want to speculate too much. I wouldn't really consider myself friends with him. Yeah, I know he's very burnt. I was really hoping he was going to come back
I know.
and play this
Sad.
league. It seemed like he would have had fun with it, at least for a little while. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, farming was his last goal. I think he wanted that rank
Yeah.
1, and yeah, after that there really wasn't much left for him. I think he came back like really briefly and did like 2 pets or something, just like mole and something
Mhm.
else. Yeah, but I don't know if I see him coming back. But I guess never say never. Lots of people come
Yeah.
back after really long breaks.
It's strange to me, like, how people can go so far and, like, just completely flatline. I don't know, it's just, like, strange to me. I guess so it's just, like, all or nothing mentality.
For any of you watching the super riveting content on my ramble, I just got the blood shard, which I'm gonna do the
Oh, you just got it?
yeah, I just got one. I have like 7 or 8
Oh,
now.
luck.
Super casual segue into the first topic on our list, the Blood Fury. I love this thing, dude. I use it everywhere. I don't know if you're on the Blood Fury hype. If you have any
I
opinions about
was.
it, you were.
Okay, so I got my first 2 Blood Furies pickpocketing, like, week 1 or week 2 of Darkmare. I just went there, thieved, like, 150 of them, got 2. This is back when the Blood Fury was, like, dog shit.
Yeah, what did they change?
And
How much it healed?
yeah, so it used to be a 10% chance of healing 10%, or yeah, right? It was 10% to heal 10%. I'm
Something
almost
like that. Yeah, I remember it being
now
really
it's
bad.
20% to heal 30%,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Or vice versa.
So
It's six
literally it's
percent. It's
6
six
times.
percent though.
Yeah, it's literally 6 times better than what it used to be. And
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it was completely garbage before. Um, like it just was. So, but my issue with it is like I think it's too good. Like
I would agree.
it's too good. And the thing is as well, it's like, yeah, it's still got its niche uses, but like it's like, okay, how do I explain this? I want to okay, so I also used it at Nightmare like the day it was buffed. I
hmm
just went ham on it with Nightmare for like 12 hours.
Were
And I
you
was just
were you
testing it.
scything with it or bludgeon?
I was mainly bludgeoning it because the scythe is just such a waste.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it bothers me that it's a waste because like it shouldn't be that way. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it should be like per swing or something it takes a charge, not per hit spot, and like not per like successful hit spot, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to touch on scythe in particular too because I might be biased. Full disclosure, I do not have a scythe, unlike you. But I kind of like that most of the places it's good are places where you would scythe, right? Like I'm trying to think
Yeah.
places I use it. I use it at like grotesques, DKs,
It's
Sarachnis, stuff like that.
I would say like Blood Fury. Well, first of all, it's only like truly a best in slot amulet when during the kill you would normally need to eat like a food.
hmm
Like cuz that would like prevent you from like eating a food, which is save you ticks, which the deep like the one max hit you may lose from it would like outweigh that. So or you know what I mean? But
Yeah, sure,
so
sure.
it's only good when it's like okay, for Nightmare it's awesome. Like it's honestly awesome. It's
hmm
probably the best place I'd say to use a Blood Fury at.
Yeah.
Um, just because it's such a long kill and you're gonna save so many like times. Well, if you're like eating normal food, I use Phoenix necklaces, so it's like it's not taking me any ticks to consume a food
hmm
anyway. But
Are
yeah,
you just what are you doing? Are you like just selling chaos for diamonds? Are you supplying diamonds? Do you have enough for
uh,
raids?
I honestly can't even. Okay, so I'm looking at my bank. I have 10,000 diamonds basically, and how many necklaces do I have? Like 1,000 necklaces, and then like another 1,000 I need to enchant. So like 12,000 diamonds basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
And
set then. How many do you
I
use per
on
kill?
y yeah, I don't know where I got them, honestly. I think it was raids, I wanna say, but I can't even, like, remember where I got them all. I just had a shit ton.
Have you done star thieving?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it must just be raids then. I don't know where else you would get a significant amount.
Yeah.
Maybe do you get maybe I think you guess maybe some from Gauntlet. I don't know. Nothing that
I've
significant
done like
though.
I've done like wildy content as well. Like I know it's just very minimal. You get like 10 noted, but
Mhm.
I've done a lot of wildy bosses, and I think Sarachnis drops diamonds as well. I want to say.
Yeah, I think they have that like 20 ruby, 10 diamond. I think that's like on all the big wildy boss
Yeah, it
tables.
is. I get it all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean it definitely adds up. How many necklaces do you use per nightmare kill?
Uh, Probably around like 7 to 9. Like I only bring 9
Hmm.
total, and sometimes I just won't even use like 2, but it's around
Yeah,
7 to 9 ish.
I see. So are you sticking with Blood Fury at nightmare?
No, so I used Blood Fury for about a week. And the thing with me using a Blood Fury is it's all or nothing. It's like I can't just bring it and use it for select things. It's either I'm using it all the time or I just don't use it because I just feel like it's like awkward to like selectively decide when I'm going to be using it. Like obviously you should use it when you're not, or you shouldn't be using it when you're full HP obviously, but
Hmm.
like I've seen people that will just wear it when they're going to kill the husks or just wear it when they're about to SGS. And I just feel like it's really pointless at that point. Like, why not just bring, one more Phoenix instead of using that inventory slot for like a Blood Fury? Why not just use a Phoenix necklace? Like that'll heal 29. The Blood Fury on average will probably heal 29 with how little you use it. So it's like
Right.
for me it was all I would just do bludgeon kills, so I was saving blood runes, which is really nice.
Hmm.
But I'd only get like 30 to 40 solos completed with an entire blood shard. But it was fun because you can get like 4 kill trips. Like I was able to manage 4 kill trips without banking, and that was without using like the coffer either out there. Like when you die and you can like hold stuff.
Oh, right,
It
sure.
was just 4 straight up kills. They were slow because it was a bludgeon, but like I think it was actually ended up being a little bit faster just simply because I didn't have to bank.
Yeah, I know a couple people who have been using it at Nightmare for solos, and they really like it, particularly because they say it lets them hold worlds, which has been a big issue.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So yeah, I guess I don't know with the hours you play if you really struggle finding worlds or not. I think these people play more at peak time, but
Yeah.
I
I haven't really had an issue lately because of leagues, but it is getting a little bit more crowded. And also the servers are like absolute shit lately, so I only really like one world. Like
oh,
literally, I
what
only
world
like
is
one
that?
world. But like now I'm starting to hop to like UK worlds because UK worlds like don't have that random 5 second lag
Yeah,
every single.
I exclusively use UK worlds. I haven't used American worlds in probably a year. But I guess
Yeah,
maybe since like February, isn't that like when lockdown began and everybody poured into the US server? I think that's about when they got bad, if memory serves.
probably.
I remember for a while, like where every American world had like 800, 900 plus people, just like completely unplayable.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I've used the.
It's strange how like jumping from like 500 to like 800 people just ruins the world. Just like once you hit like 800 plus, it's just ruined.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're I guess I should be thankful that Jagex seems aware of that because they keep adding worlds whenever. Well, not as much as I'd like, but like
Yeah.
they seem less interested in like actually fixing the server so it can be playable with for more people. They'd rather just add more so they can keep them at like I don't know where they want them, like 400 to 600 range, which isn't ideal, but definitely playable. What's the one world you use? I'm curious.
374. And it's really sad because 356 and 357, mainly 356 was always my go-to. It was like always just a good world. It was just always good. And then like last week it just went to shit and broke my heart, man.
Was
Like
356 one of the ones that wasn't on the world switcher? I remember there
uh
being something with like one or two worlds that weren't on like the quick switcher, so less people would log into them.
pretty sure it's on the quick switcher. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
No, I just remember people saying that there were like one or two worlds that weren't on there, so they were always lower pop because you had to like manually select it from the world select screen. I don't know. I don't know if that's even true or not. I just remember people talking about that a while back. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this thing. I use it more. I don't think. I mean, it's definitely not time efficient, like you were saying. But for me personally, the less times I have to bank, the more bearable content becomes. Like row tasks where food really isn't an issue, like between Blood Fury and SGS, like it's one less thing to worry about, right? Like worrying about supplies. Like I just bring like 2 or 3 mantas for a trip and like 8 prayer potions. Like same thing at Arachnus. Just bring like 12 prayer potions. Do a kill till I get a clue scroll, or do a trip till I get a clue scroll.
Yeah.
So I also really value it because I have like just with my like real life routine, I have a lot of time where I can be at the computer and can either AFK fires like I'm doing now, or do the um just like AFK pickpocketing, cheat client gang left click pickpocket, just tap my keyboard while I do like reading or like rewatch a lecture or something like that. So for me personally,
So
I think I'll always be able to sustain the shards. That really won't be a concern. So I've been definitely more liberal probably than you with using it.
yeah. So I stopped using it because I ran out. I only had 4 total. I
Mhm.
have 1 left in my bank, but it's already a Fury and it only has like 2k charges left because I'm holding on to hope that you could eventually charge it with Onyxes.
Oh, that'd be great.
So
I guess, yeah. Sorry, go
I'm
on.
thinking, okay, so charging it with an Onyx and giving it 10,000 is kind of like unfair. I think if an Onyx recharged it with 5k charges, like, and you could just kind of, if you could just recharge a normal Fury and just keep adding 10k charges with blood shards and then 5k charges with Onyxes, I think would be really cool if you could like kind of interchange what you charge it with.
I'd be a big fan. Oh, here, let me see what the current GE value of this is. God, it's so hard to read that text on my screen. I don't know why I picked blue. 6K, basically, or sorry, 6 mil. 6 mil flat. So I guess that, what is Onyx now? Probably like
They're
2.5?
like, I'm pretty sure they're under 2 mil, and simply
Wait, are
because
they actually that
there's
low?
like no sync for it. That's why price
Yeah.
Onyx. Let me look. 1.4 mil.
Wait, Onyx is, okay.
Onyxes are 1.4 mil. It's bad.
I guess that shows how long it's been since I looked at it.
Yeah, no, they're. It's just because there's no sync for it, and it made me so sad that blood shards are the things that are the sync. Like,
Mhm.
I understand they're trying to, give life to Darkmare. Like, that's the one thing that'll keep people coming back. Is just, there's always going to be demand for blood shards. Like, I really wish it had been an Onyx sync, at least along with a blood shard. I really wish it had just been exclusively a blood shard sync. And I also wish the Blood Fury wasn't as good as it is. I was thinking maybe 4% healing instead of 6 would probably have been like optimal. And then
4% probably would have been fine. I mean, it definitely would have still had its uses for that.
like something that bothers me about it is it kind of makes certain content a lot easier. Like Nightmare soloing has become a lot easier because of the Blood Fury. Now, I think that, but then I'm also like, I'm not a main, so I don't understand like GE. Like, I don't understand GP ruling everything, So I don't think noobs that would use a Blood Fury would ever actually use a Blood Fury, because isn't it like hella expensive? Like,
I mean, let's think. It's
decently.
6 mil, 10,000 charges. I haven't done mental math in so long, so they're gonna tell me, is that 600 GP per hit? I think.
Yeah, it should be. So
I mean, that adds up. That's, if you're doing most content, you're probably attacking like maybe 1,000 times an hour if you're using a 4-tick weapon, something like that.
yeah, probably on average, and missing ticks and
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
that's cutting into your. I know it's been big for CM solos. Like, I know between Blood Fury and Sang, and I know people will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly sure you don't lose a Lance max if you have Justiciar on Home Hand. Like with
I'm
Blood
not
Fury
sure.
versus Torture, I
I'm not
think you
sure on
don't
that.
lose a max. So people have been using it there, and like, yeah, I've been watching. Like, some of my friends were going for the Oblivion Diary time for CM solo. It's insane between Sang and Blood Fury. Like,
Oh yeah, you never need
you
to
just
eat.
don't touch.
Yeah.
You literally just don't touch
Yeah.
bruise before head
Yeah.
phase.
No, it's like it. Okay, it's a cool item, honestly, and I'm glad it's expensive. Like, okay, 6 mil to degrade, after however many. I think it's like 6 hours and 40 minutes of use total. Like, if you just never missed a tick on a 4-tick weapon, like
That sounds
that's
right.
a mil an hour basically. If you're just constantly
Mhm.
using it, like that's like. Well, then it's actually a little bit more because I guess misses don't actually count against the thing. So it's probably more like 8
Right.
hours ish. But like I
I
think
mean,
it's fair.
that's still a lot of cost.
Yeah, like I think it's fair, but I don't know. I guess the thing that really bothers me is it sucks that I can't use a scythe with it. Like I could just never use a scythe with it because it's just way too expensive at that point. Like I would need so many blood shards to like upkeep that, and that's what bothers me the most.
I know someone who it was back during the most recent solitary bingo. Someone used an entire Blood Fury on a single grotesque task slicing.
Dang,
Just a full thing, just down the drain for one task. Yeah, like God. Oh, and also I guess we didn't even touch on this, but I don't think it really applies to either of us. But I know I don't want to say trivialized because it's still extremely hard, but it's been huge for top solos.
Oh yeah, no, it's massive. Like I saw a cold one doing it.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was just like he never needed to eat during phase 3 Berserk.
Yeah. I haven't seen the sheet myself, but I know a couple of my friends, like my brother, who have done top soul, and I know they have like a spreadsheet where I forget who runs it, but someone tracks like everyone who completed it, just like an unofficial high scores for or whatever, like the order of people who completed it. I'm pretty sure they like either changed the name color or like added asterisk to everyone who did it after Blood Fury change.
Yeah, because I know Fudge Shover completed it, and like some other people have completed it, and it's just kind of like, damn, it's kind of a shame because solo top used to be like the pinnacle of like you're a beast, you know, and now it's just kind of like, I don't know, the Blood Fury. I mean, you still have to be mechanically good, but you don't have to like. It's just easier, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, especially with the like ever increasing popularity of the cheat clients for Tob too, where it's like the tick eating, you're just clicking on.
Yeah, no.
I don't know, what do you click, like 2 or 0 or whatever it is for the soap ball? Like,
yeah, like I've never used a cheat client, but I've now I'm not gonna snitch, but I've seen people use them, and they are OP as hell.
Oh, it's insane! Yeah,
like it's disgusting.
Well, I know they're standard practice for top speedrunning, just because it has to. Like all the different stuff it saves, like hiding dead NPCs, like showing soap maze, stuff like that. Like you just have to use it to compete.
Yeah,
but no, the shit people do in those clients, it's bonkers. And honestly, I've never been really one who's like, I don't know, honestly doesn't bother me, stuff like that. But it is kind of wild. The top stuff is like the one thing where I'm like, this is actually just ridiculous.
It really doesn't bother me. Like whenever anybody plays, okay, I think it comes down to my mindset. So I have decided since maxing last year, like basically I'm a clue scroll Andy. Like I love doing clue scrolls, and I love that clue scrolls are not a thing that is like, it's like, okay, a cheat client is not going to help you with it. Like it's not going to like significantly help you. Either will alts. Like alts will not help with clues really. Like they could help with like dragon imps, I guess, but like
jelly gang.
Yeah. Okay, jellies as well. True. Elite clues though are like in the perfect position where it's like there is nothing that alting or like some cheat clients will like affect, and it's something like, I don't know, I just feel like it's untainted. Like because for me, I love skilling, don't get me wrong, and if I had started Ironman, and I've said this before, like if I had started Ironman on release, I probably just would have been a skiller for the rest of my life. Like the fact that I would have been at the top early would have just continually fed my motivation to keep skilling, you know? Like it's just what would have happened. But because I started, so like this is a hardcore Ironman, I started this in like 2017. Like the fact that I just wasn't already up there kind of eliminated that urge to like ever really hardcore compete in skilling.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing in a way though, because I hate alting. I hate even just multi-logging. Like I don't like it at all.
That's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I mean, I'm a huge alt user, and I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, but you have to, you know, like at this day and age, if you're a skiller, and the reason skilling's so fun is because of the competition, in my opinion. Like I love anything with competition.
I would agree. That's a big part of it. There are some people who I know like it just for the activity itself. They like the personal goals, or they find like the methods relaxing, and that's stuff that's appealed to me at one point too. But I would say, of the people who skill hard, the competition is almost universally at least part of their motivation.
Yeah.
I think it's hard not to, like, just with the amount of time it takes, right? Like,
Yep.
I remember I think Vatty and I had this exact point where I asked, like, if you had this exact same game, if it was like offline, just you playing it like by yourself, like would you still be playing the same way? And he said that he would be, which respect to him for that. I
Yeah.
a million percent.
I wonder if that's like serious though. Like I understand it probably, like he probably would still play it, but there's no way you would play it as much as like we do when it's online. You know, like
I think you would, at the very least, even if you played the same, like, I can't imagine people not, like, taking more breaks or...
Oh, yeah.
Like, just letting themselves log out more, like... Even that, like, I could understand... Oh, sorry, I just ragged this guy. I opened the bank door when he was trying to bank and let the fire in on him. I'll apologize real quick. Sorry, I derailed it. I just felt real bad. Yeah, I mean, I think... Yeah, I mean, the competition's a core part of it. Like, even in PVM as well, for the most part. Like, I know Pat Hunting is fairly competitive. I mean, you've been very competitive with Clue Scrolls, right?
Yeah. It's a shame that, like, Clue Scrolls aren't more competitive. I'm trying to, like, almost... Here's the beauty of Clue Scrolls. Like, I know it's kind of, like, off topic, but, like, it's, like, so untouched. Like, it really is. It's, like... If you were to think, okay, like pet hunting's what, like 6,000, 7,000 hours to all pets?
Yeah, probably something like that. At least for mains. I don't know. I have no idea for irons, like with Corp and Bloodhound. But
I'm not sure what
something big.
And I'm not sure what EHP rates are for like 200 mil all. I think it's like what?
It's 15K. At least for mains. Now. For irons, it's probably 20. low 20s.
Okay, so like 20.
Something like that.
Let's just say like 25K. Like probably. I don't know. It's probably lower than that. It's definitely lower than 25K, but like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's less than that.
It's cool because like those are like obviously insane goals, and they're like super, you know, long term. Obviously, 200 mil all is like extremely long term, but then there's like something that's just completely untouched, and I feel like it's Clue Scrolls because like it's so many. It kind of more relates to pets because it's not a set amount of hours on like. You know, like skilling's like actually a set amount of hours. Pets, you could literally go like 2K hours dry or lucky, you know, on pretty easily. But like Clue Scrolls is like, I feel like it's the untouched like place where if people, it's like super, super long term, I feel like, to go for third age or something, you know, where the high scores are endless in a way, you know, you can just keep going, and it's like, there's always something next to get with Clue Scrolls, and I want it to like be more popular, at least for irons, you know, like I want it to like grow, kind of like I want the Clue Scroll community to grow.
I mean, yeah, there's really no doubt that Clue Scrolls truly are the infinite time sink goal.
Oh yeah,
it's
disgusting.
Like you can't finish it. Like it's actually unfinishable. Yeah. You can get close, you can get a percentage, but yeah, it is an infinite grind, and I guess I know a lot of people who liked that. I think most of them that I knew have burned out of it. Burned out of the Clue Scroll game. Like either they just don't play, or they're focusing on other stuff. But I mean, I really like. I could see the competitive aspect of Clue Scrolls just for the number being appealing. Just because it's. I mean, I don't think I'd do it myself because I don't find Clue Scrolls inherently that enjoyable. Yeah. But like the time to get them is fairly consistent, and honestly, in that respect, it's not entirely unlike skilling, where it's a very set return over any long time period.
Yeah, number wise, I'm like, but like third age, if you were to competing for like, because right now, it's like there is no Ironman with a full third age set, like in the entire game. Like no.
What's who's close, or like who has the most pieces?
I know there was a guy like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. There's a YouTube clip of him with 4 third age pieces as an Ironman, like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, jeez. What the fuck?
Do you have any idea what his name was? I remember some guy named Warhead who I think had 2 or 3.
That actually almost sounds like it could be Warhead. That name is ringing a bell. But I
know he was real active a long time ago. I don't know if he plays
he was like a leader of a clan apparently. Like somebody in my Twitch chat was saying like he was his clan leader or something. It's some guy. I don't know if it was Warhead or not. That's just ringing a bell. But he had like he had a plate body, 2 kite shields, and like a full helm or something. And like all he was missing was one piece. I think those were the pieces. I'm not positive, but he had like 4 pieces, and like then he just burnt out. Like, but it's crazy because like, you know, there probably are some like accounts that just never go on social media, never talk about their accounts, and who knows, like they might have a lot of third age pieces. I doubt it, because now that we've had like visible clue scroll ranks for a while, but like just realistically, I highly doubt there's anybody. I'm highly speculative that even that like an Ironman even has 5 pieces, like, because I've only heard of 4 pieces of third age, and that's Nos. This guy named Nos, Knauss. He's got 4 pieces. No idea who that is. Like,
good for him though. I guess shout out Nos K, rank 1 Ironman third age.
Yeah, pretty much. He's rank 1.
Here's your shout out, dude.
Yeah, no. I've already shouted him out plenty of times in my rambles.
Okay.
Like, he's an absolute beast, but like he's only done like half as many clues as I have, like probably less than half, and he's just spooned so hard. But it's cool. Like, I just love that it's so unexplored. Like, Clue Scrolls is like so, we've just like barely scratched it, I feel like I don't know, it's exciting to me in the future to see like how Clue Scrolls kind of gain popularity, hopefully.
Let me ask you this: are there many, at least on the Ironman side, are there many people who are high on the Clue Scroll high scores who are still playing, who aren't like involved with the community at all? Like, you like have no idea like what they have or anything like that, or most people plugged in?
I can't say really Ironman wise, because I feel like, so I've befriended most of the like super high Clue Scroll ranking Ironmen, and I've kind of asked them about stuff like rank 2 elites for irons. We were kind of like always competing for rank 1 elites. He's never had third age, and so like
feels bad.
Yeah, and like I know I'm lucky as well. I'm barely overrate for one piece of third age, and I have 3. So like it's very RNG based. There is a guy though. He's a main. He's rank 1 hard clues as a main, and I think Hey Jace is about to pass him. But he is a guy that is never on any Twitch streams. Doesn't have a Twitter. But apparently somebody asked him. I think it was Menzie asked him, and he's had like 7 pieces of third age. Obviously he's a main, so there's no way to.
Yeah, you can't verify. At least pre-log.
Yeah, pre-log, not an iron. But there are like certain accounts like that where it's just like they're completely just nobody knows, you know.
I guess who knows if you and I, or even if the game will still be going and people will be talking about this in like 4 or 5 years. It'll be nice if we get to a point though where the pre-log asterisk, like even if it's still there, is less meaningful.
Yeah.
I feel bad. It's so prevalent now. Like even for raids and stuff, like chambers, like there are so many people who like the log isn't even accurate for.
Oh yeah.
It'll be nice in the future where that's more accurate for most people.
That's the thing. Like it eventually will just get to the point where it's basically accurate for everything. Like,
right.
Except for me, I'll never go back to Revenants. Well, actually, I take that back. Revenants did get an update, but like, I killed 40k Revenants like right before the log came out, so I have all 3 weapons and everything, but I have like nothing in my log. Like it just looks like I've never done anything. I
watched your video killing the dragon with the world hopping method. God, that looks no fun. I don't want to do that. Is that actually the best method?
Apparently the orc is the best.
But just hopping still? Yeah,
it's still hopping. Like,
yeah.
And okay, before you judge, I'll be honest. When I went to Revs the first time, when like after this update, the hopping was like straight AIDS. But you know what? It's actually, besides like the loot table just being garbage now. It's not garbage, but it's like it's only 2 mil an hour with a crossbow. Yeah. You know, that's not great.
No.
And but the thing is, you will never die. Like you'll just never die at Revs. Like it's like very, very hard to die at Revs now, because
with like whatever the singles mechanic.
Yeah, singles plus is amazing, because not only is it just singles, but it's also you can't be PJ'd. So like if there was like a team of 4 and they were gonna like keep like, you know, specking one after the other, like you can't do that, because once one guy attacks, you actually have to wait 10 seconds before another guy attacks, and you have time to log out. So that's the best thing about singles plus is you're only ever really against one person. They can't just have like unlimited specking you out, because as soon as somebody tries to do that, you can log out. You have time to log out.
Interesting. You can still PJ in the wilderness, right? Like if a moral player wanted to like log their ult out there, tag off the PKer, would they just be invincible?
Like, are you talking in the rev caves or just like normal?
Yeah. I'm just thinking because with that timer, like if you can actually log out if they get off, like the same thing would apply if I like crystal bowed them right on my ult. Like I'd have time to log out before the next person could hit me.
I'm pretty okay. I would need to like look up a little bit more before I start giving like misinformation, but like I'm pretty sure you could PJ the PK, or if your iron wasn't like attacking it back.
Yeah, you guys heard it here first. Sae Bae guarantees you're invincible in the rev caves. If you
but I'm being like dead serious. I've never died in the rev caves like since the update, and like hardcore Ironman can literally go out there. Like you really can.
Do you take much damage, or can you like from the revs themselves, or could you bring just like 10 brews your inventory and dins and be invincible?
Yeah, you can bring 10 brews and a dins and be invincible. Like you actually can, and like. Here's the thing. If you were a hardcore Ironman, like genuinely, if you were a hardcore Ironman that wanted to get all 3 rev weapons, I don't know why you would, because as soon as you leave rev caves, now it's like actually dangerous, if you went to like multi. But like if you wanted to flex really hard, just be prepared to fight back. Like if you fought back a PKer, you're chilling. Like the only way you potentially have a chance of dying as a hardcore is like if you literally just let the PK or DPS you like super hard. But as soon as you attack back, their DPS like significantly lowers. Even if like everything went poorly, like you got TB'd right as you were about to tele or something, a 5-minute TB, it's like you can still survive with like 10 brews. Like you really can, especially if you fight back. It's interesting. It's actually really safe. Like it's like crazy safe. And you never have to worry about like their team coming in and just getting ready to spec you out, because as soon as they try to do that, you can log out.
Interesting.
Yep.
I might have to try it. I don't.
And the hopping is not really bad. It really isn't. Like I thought it was bad, but it kind of makes you less vulnerable to like you're like really evasive. I feel like it was kind of.
Is it empty? Like is it real easy to find worlds?
Oh yeah, no. You can hop to any world in the dragons. At least the dragon's always free. Like. 95% of the time it's completely free in any world.
I actually might try it out. I don't want to get off topic. I was actually really enjoying the discussion about revs. I don't really know what I'm gonna be doing on this account. I've been kind of fucking around with pet hunting the last couple months that I was actually playing. I know I've talked about this before, not having either mace or bow. I'd really like to get one of them, I think, for pet hunting, since you can use either of the 2 for 2 of the 3 Wildy bosses, right?
Yeah.
Since you can do Cross Callisto.
Yeah, you can. It's like twice as slow, but
I thought it was decent with that alt method, like not much worse. I could be wrong though. I just remember seeing that.
It's like
I was asking Luke about it because I know he was doing that a little bit.
He was crossing Callisto.
Yeah, with whatever the like alt stall. You saw that, right? Where you put the alt under it, and it like something with God, whoever found this method is gonna probably blow a vein with my explanation.
No, explain
it. It's something with you put one alt under the boss. I believe what happens is since Cross is on a 3-tick cycle, it basically ends up functioning the same as the Veni method or the Venenatus method, right? With the bow where it like doesn't move. I think you get a 2-tick stall from the flinch from the bow, or like that eats 2 ticks, and then I think on the 3rd tick the boss tries to retarget to the alt, but like doesn't move. When we're done recording, I can shoot you the clip, but basically it truly is like the boss doesn't hit you back, doesn't hit the alt just stands under the boss.
So that's like at the spawn.
It's at spawn.
Okay,
at spawn,
interesting. Because I mean, if you're gonna be using an alt anyway, you could just have an alt like lure it to the normal safe spot and be in singles.
True. Yeah. Have you seen the KBD method with alt underneath?
Nope.
Where it basically it just occasionally eats the boss's attack ticks. Apparently, the more ults you put under it, it can stall it more often.
So you'd just be taking like a lot less damage, basically.
Yeah, I think with one alt, it's like 20 or 30% less. But like the thing is too, like if you're I mean, if you're like a serious pet hunter, you could actually just bring just bond up a bunch of low level accounts, throw an anti dragon shield on them. I guess you need Dragon Slayer too, now don't you? You could probably get them in there. Wow. Sorry, this might just sound like complete gibberish. I'm like thinking out loud. I'm just thinking you could bring like a bunch of accounts as like a one-time use, put them under KVD, get like 10 ults, and just knock out KVD pet in like 2 days.
Would you just say no damage?
You would take almost no damage.
Like you'd probably regen faster.
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, I know people were doing it and have done multiple ults like for an extended period of time. It looks kind of cool, but also, I mean, it's like KVD, right? It's so easy. The pet's fast, so
yeah,
I don't think that many people care to do it.
Yeah, I already have KVD pet and everything, but yeah, the Callisto. I thought when you were explaining the Callisto method, I thought like you would actually like getting more DPS or something, but yeah, craws. Like I looked up the DPS calc. Even though your craws can like randomly just go off and hit like 49s back to back, like every 3 ticks, it's like the actual DPS I'm pretty sure is like twice or just like almost twice as slow as Vigora's with like pretty good strength bonus. Like Vigora's is really powerful there. But then again,
I mean, I would definitely prefer the mace because I don't know, it's just still fairly easy just with crossbow or whatever. Even you were you the one who did the MSB video, or was that John? I'm trying to remember.
Not me. I didn't do it.
Somebody did a MSB, but not his video. Okay.
But yeah,
I thought that was you.
The beautiful thing about like the new Rev Caves is you actually do get a bunch of bracelets. Like I'm pretty sure the bracelet at Dragon is like a 1 in 5 or like a 1 in 6 drop. So like I heard it was more common. Yeah, I heard you like alked all your bracelets because you just
didn't care.
Didn't care at the time. But like if you were to go for a weapon and you wouldn't like rate, you would stock up on bracelets like and ether just in general. And you get double ether as well per kill. So like normally killing the dragon with a crossbow, I'm pretty sure would like you literally I think you completely balance out if you're using a cross and a bracelet. Just the normal ether you get per kill from the dragon, I'm pretty sure like completely balances out. Like you never actually consume any. Like you're not profiting or like losing any, and then you're just profiting bracelet ether.
I actually really might try this out. This sounds interesting. I'll see how much I dislike the world hopping method. I typically dislike world hopping, but
yeah, no, I do too. But
it's safe. I think that sounds pretty bearable.
It's really bearable. It really is. Like that 3 hours flew by. It wasn't even a big deal at all. And it's like the other cool thing is like if the rev heals a bunch. Like right toward the end, like thing that sucks is like I don't know if you should kill a dragon if you don't have a crossbow. I think you should probably kill the orc. But like one of the cool things about like revs is like they start healing, and so like honestly half the kills it'll just be healing at the end and it won't even attack you. So as soon as you see the drop, you can just like hop.
Oh,
you don't need to wait 10 seconds. Yeah, because like you just haven't been attacked in so long.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll have to look. I'll have to see how bad my DPS is. I got my I have my Duke blowpipe again. I kept a Tans thing. I know I talked about losing my first Duke blowpipe at revs. So maybe I'll try it out. I remember looking in like with rune darts, which I guess not a lot of people want to use rune darts, but like rune darts with blowpipe, the DPS was like exactly the same as Craws. So I'd be burning through scales, of course, but
yeah, no, I mean,
but if you fucking give it a shot,
yeah. And the other cool thing is like being skulled doesn't matter as much. I guess if you're hunting a weapon, probably skull.
If it's safe, if it's that safe,
yeah, it's really safe. And especially if you're skulled, you can actually attack the PKer back. That's really nice. Like that's just gonna make it even easier for you to survive if you can just attack the PKer back because you're already skulled. Like why not?
Right. Sure.
So yeah, you're gonna be like really safe.
Yeah, good shout though. I'll try it out. I don't really know how bad I want a wilderness weapon. It'd be nice, but yeah. I kind of just want to try out revs, see how they are.
Yeah, I mean, and then again, it's like it's 2 mil an hour, but that was with no uniques. Like you could just pull a 16 mil relic, like randomly.
Oh sure, yeah. So was that 2 mil without including?
Yeah, that was with no uniques. It was like 2.1 mil an hour, like absolutely no uniques, and I got attacked like 15 times as well. So it's like
How many bracelets an hour do you think you pull?
I think actually I have the calcs somewhere on my Discord, but I want to say it's like I'm trying to think now.
When you say your Discord, you have like your own server?
Yeah, I have my own server, and like I
Yeah,
was talking
dude, shoot me the invite. Get me in Sae Bae cord.
Okay. Give me a sec. There we go. That send you?
Yeah.
But
Damn, dude, you're popping. 200 members? Let's go.
Just random people. But my Discord's pretty dead, honestly. It's just, well, it's not dead, it's just chill. Like nobody really talks that much. But no, I think it's like 5k ether an hour. Like, yeah.
Oh, including the bracelets?
Yeah. Like if you were to include like if you were to include all the dismantling of bracelets, I think it's 5k ether an hour. But you have a lot of hours to like burn getting a weapon. The weapons are so rare. Like at least me being unskulled, because I don't care about getting another weapon. I just care about like never running out of ether and just maybe hopefully getting a relic or something random. Like I barely do revs. Like I did that 3 hours and I think I've done 1 hour since. Like I don't care enough because I've already had the weapons.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're just doing it to test, right?
Yeah. But I think it's like 5k ether an hour with the dragon. And I mean, it's probably like a little bit less with like Ulrich, maybe like 4k.
Do you have any idea what the rate is for weapons? God,
Yeah,
I hope you guys care about revs. We were not planning on talking about revs this much, I promise.
No, it's like
not on the docket.
Dragon and Knight is 1 in 22k scold for a specific weapon.
Okay, so
and then
what's that? Like 7k?
Yeah, like 7 point something k. And
or what would that be for one of the good ones? Like 11, 10 and a half.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like wouldn't it be like 14? Just if you don't want. Or wait, no. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I think 10 or so. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still kind of long. I'll see how many I can kill an hour without crows.
Yeah, definitely skull though if you want a weapon because it's 1 in 40k. If not.
Yeah, I got like 4 amulets of avarice or whatever from last time I was at Revs. I had skull nice and easy.
Yeah, my Revs story was literally 3 months of grinding. I had 4 amulets. And then I finally got my first weapon after 4 amulets, and like 3 months in, I finally got a mace, like 40 KC. And then I got a scepter and a crossbow within the next 3 days. Like no dupes. It was like, oh.
How much money do you make from all of it?
Well, the thing is I started Revs like as soon as they released weapons, like 2018, like summer of 2018.
Oh, was that before all the buffs?
So it was buff, but nobody knew except for Rot that sculling was like 3 times better. So nobody was sculling. So I did like 25k kills just with a blowpipe normally.
Oh,
I still made bank. The only thing I kind of regret is...
Dude, how many skills do you use?
Oh my...
You must have used like 300k, right?
Well, think about this. I'm like 4.5k Zora, KC, and I have no scales. Like I have 0 scales. And I had a T-bow at 20 KC. Like, so I never used a blowpipe except for like at Revs. Like, and
Jesus,
all I used was rune darts too.
Were you breaking even on rune at least?
Oh yeah, no, I was profiting. I was literally profiting with rune. Like you got so many bars.
I wonder if you still profit with rune darts. I'll have to check.
There's the loot at Revs is so bad.
I thought it only got nerfed like 30%. Was it more than that?
They say 30%, but like, dude, okay, you do a kill and you get like 11 death runes. Like you do a kill and you get like 8 blood runes. Like what the fuck? Like you get like 4 mahogany planks. Like it's really bad. I want to show you. I want to see if I have the loot in my loot tracker. Yeah, let me just show you this.
Yeah, please. You probably showed your loot at the end of that video, right?
Yeah, it's probably like really similar, but here it is. It's like
300 of them.
Nice.
Like, you got 11 super restores. Let's go.
It's like beyond average. It's just like, eh.
Oh yeah. So I guess I would have to be killing a dragon in.
Yeah.
So you're getting about 1 dart a kill, so I'd have to kill a dragon in 5 hits with a blowpipe to break even on rune darts. All right, yeah, that's not happening.
Just like look at that. I get like half a blood rune a kill. Like on average, like half. Like,
Yeah, it's terrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad. But like the chance of getting a 16, like honestly, I think Revs is perfectly balanced. Like I honestly think it's perfectly balanced. Obviously, it's a horrible nerf to like what it used to be, but that was just so OP. It was like ridiculous. Revs would have been perfect if it had like the drop table it had before, but it didn't have like any of the statuettes or anything. Like
I was kind of hoping that they would leave weapons or even slightly buff weapon rates and just gut the rest.
yeah, they should do that. Honestly, that's the only
I
thing
wouldn't
that's
mind.
not fully balanced about
I
it.
wouldn't mind if it was even slightly worse normal loot than that. Like, just make it like I don't know. Like, I think it'd be fine if it was like 1 mil an hour without uniques.
Yeah, it like
Maybe they'd actually have value. And maybe honestly, I don't even know if their price can recover though.
they
With how
can't.
many were dumped into the
Really
game. It's probably
can't.
never,
Dude, it
probably
was
never coming back.
years of just like nonstop, like 2 full years, like over 2 full years of just like every world being full of Venezuelans. Like, there's no way it's ever recovering.
How cheap is Cross? Do you know?
Dude, I thought it rose, but here, look. Let me just look real quick.
Well, probably most of the use was for killing revs, right? I guess like a little for like Wildy Slayer and like niche speedrunning stuff.
It's 8 mil now. It's actually increased. I thought it went up. So it's crazy because like literally a crossbow in my eyes still is 450 mil. Like that's what it used to actually be.
Wait, really? What?
Yeah, a crossbow used
was that like release price?
Yeah, that was like for like the first like 2 weeks ish. It was like 450 mil, and it was just the most badass item in the entire game. Like it's the only thing I wanted in the entire game. It was just so fucking cool, and it was so powerful. And then
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still really good. I kind of wanted to. I like woke up in a cold sweat one night, and I'm like, "Fuck it, full Dagon set." I would love to have a crossbow. Maybe just do Wildy Slayer for a couple months.
Now, Wildy Slayer's fun. I have a few gripes about it.
Well, let's go ahead. I'd be kind of curious to hear them.
Yeah. So they took away the Rev Cave. Obviously, like the Rev Caves is completely changed. Like there's no normal monsters in the Rev Caves now. So they made a new.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So they made a new cave called the like Wilderness Slayer Cave.
That's the one up in Deep Wildy, right, by the pirate ship?
Nope.
Or am I wrong? Because I thought
wrong.
there was something up there. Okay.
There is that fire giant cave, but that's like a completely different thing.
Okay.
This cave there's 2 entrances. One is like right next to Venenatis, like a little bit like northeast-ish of Venenatis. And then there's another that's kind of close to the hill giant. It's like a little bit northwest. If you open your map, you can see it, but there's 2 entrances to it.
By like the salamanders?
Yeah. Sort of by there, a little bit northeast of it, or a little bit just
Oh,
east.
sure. Yeah. Okay, there's one.
So if you click on that, like on the world map, I don't know if you're there, but you can see. So both of those entrances to the cave are fully multi. Like the outside of it is completely multi, which bothers me because even if you escape the cave, you're still in multi. You know, like it's not like it's not like you evaded the PKers. You know, it's like no, you're still fucked, which really bothers me. Because the first time I went in there, like the entire cave's multi, which is fine. There's a 15% buff of Lauren's keys. But like every single task there is just garbage. Like Hellhounds got worse because there's only 4 spawns, and one of them leaves its aggro range whenever you attack it because its aggro range is just randomly out in the middle of nowhere. And then like Greater Demons are the only things that were truly buffed there. But if you get TB'd, like if a PKer runs in and just TBs you, you're fucked. Like, because they're going to have their team of 4, and like it takes so long to get into singles. Like you're just going to die, and everyone uses Fire Surge nowadays. So you're just taking nonstop 40s. It's just, it's beside, but I have found little, ways to kind of circumvent PKers like getting to you. Like there's ways you can kind of like hide against the walls with your cannon, because I use a cannon when I'm doing Wildy Slayer.
Right, sure.
You can like kind of like place yourself and turn on play. Like I always have to turn on player indicators now whenever I'm in that cave.
The red names are on the mini map.
I need to see red names because like
yeah.
But I'll place my cannon more toward the wall, and I'll literally just have my mouse on like my seed pod, just like ready to tell it, because like I just as soon as you're TB'd, you're fucked. So you just have to telly out as soon as you see a red name.
How viable would it be? Like, how much worse would Wildy Slayer be if you didn't do tasks there?
I
Like, you
mean,
just did non-Slayer cave tasks.
it's still really like a lot of the tasks don't involve that cave. I'd say the only ones that are like pretty decent are Black Dragon. Like Black Dragon's really nice because there's 3 of them and they spawn really quick in that cave.
Mm-hmm.
Greater Demons, and that's like literally it. Like Ankus maybe, but even Ankus are a pain in the ass there. But I'd still do it there. Green Dragons are a no-go. I actually haven't done a Black Demon task there, but it looks like there's only like 3 of them that spawn. I don't know. But definitely get cannonballs if you want to make Wildy Slayer just better. So if you plan to do any corp, I would recommend doing corp before doing Wildy Slayer. Unless you want to just AFK cannonballs.
Oh no, I definitely will never AFK cannonballs.
Yeah.
I might well, I guess I probably won't be doing Wildy Slayer if I don't have either of the 2 Wildy weapons. And if I have those, I will be doing Wildy bosses, I suppose. You get a fair bit of cannonballs from them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. But
yeah, I don't know if I ever see myself doing corp.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So if you do see yourself doing corp, definitely do that first. Just because you're gonna have so many cannonballs. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if I'd be willing to put myself through unaltered corp, and I haven't even thought about making a corp ult yet. So
yeah, I don't even plan to do corp because like I already have the pet. I have 2 spectrals, and I'm just like.
Oh yeah, I mean if you have pet, fuck it.
Yeah, I have pet, so it's like, but I still want an Ellie. Like I still like Ellie is like S tier. Like I want that thing, but
oh yeah, I mean it's dope on an iron, but
yeah, it's
honestly really like what do you need it for? Inferno speeds? I'm pretty sure it's not even.
I need it for nothing. I need it for nothing because literally my entire gameplay, like my roadmap, is literally kill Sarachnis for 3 years. Like I have no use for like anything except for a mace right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, the mace hunt.
Yep, it's a bitch.
I assume you've been talking about in your rambles. Full disclosure, I haven't been really watching any RS videos whatsoever.
I was curious
like,
if you even knew what I was doing. Like
I was watching your stuff real regularly till maybe September, maybe like early September, and then since then I've watched nothing.
Yeah, so
I watched your Revenant video. That was probably all that I watched.
Yeah, it basically like my whole goal right now is just to get a mace. The only reason I do anything else is mainly for building up stacks of like alchable items and then go to the rogue's den and like sell 5 hop. Like I want like 20 stacks of items at least that I can just that are alchables.
Oh yeah, like the sell 5 and just like drop all over your inventory. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I'm never alching anything again.
It's so
plus it's like I'll alch like maybe like D legs, but
yeah, I'll alch whatever like stack of items I have the most of. If I ever do an alching activity, I'll just bring those out and alch. But like, I don't have any alching activities I do currently, so it's like that rogue's den is OP, and you sell stuff so quick. But
do you have a harm?
What? Sorry.
Do you have a harm?
Yep.
Harm stuff.
I got a harm like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I thought you did. You can alch at alch at Nightmare.
I'm
not normal spell.
I know I could do that, but like fuck that.
Oh yeah. Are you how's your if you were like to go on rate from now out, which I'm sure is depressing thinking about, but like would you be able to keep funding Nightmare Scythe?
Yeah.
Like, are you going out of your way to get GP or are you kind of set?
It's getting to the point. So like right now I have like 90 mil cash in the bank, and then if I liquidized everything I'd have like 800 mil cash. Like
okay,
but yeah, that's like liquidizing everything. Like that's like smelting all my addy, making it into plates. Like a lot of time involved. I currently have like 300 to 400 mil just already alchs, like already stacks, but I want to get more stacks just so like hopping at rogue's den isn't like just selling 10 stacks of items. Like I'd rather sell like 20, you know?
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, you AFK magic longbows?
Do I? Okay.
So, have you considered it?
I mean, okay, so listen, I think I fletched 16k magic longbows like sometime in the past like 3 years, and I've just had them sitting in my bank. And so
are they unstrung?
Yeah, they're unstrung, and so
Ah.
I have like 12K bowstrings right now, and
Mhm.
I'm just gonna make the last 4K and just let that be its own stack as well. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I just have a few left.
Yeah, it's just one more thing to sell at
Yeah.
Rogues.
The cool thing is I split my onyx bolts into 2 stacks because I just enchanted half of them. I love
Ooh.
I love enchanting bolts. By the way, it's like the most like
Did you
satisfying
did you
thing to ever do.
did you do a bunch of Warcath?
Nope.
I was gonna say you can make it 4 stacks if you get 2 more stacks of dragons, like Dragon Onyx,
Yeah,
enchanted, unenchanted.
I'm not gonna. I kind of like my dragon bolts. Like I never use them, but I kind of like them.
I mean, yeah, if you're not planning on doing a bunch of work or haven't already, I wouldn't
Yeah, I've done
waste them
like
on that.
12K Vork, or sorry, not 12K, 1200 Vork.
I was gonna say what the 12K, 12K,
12K.
a
Yeah,
little
just
casual
not
12K
much,
work.
compared to like one false step, rookie numbers now, but like 1200.
Yeah, isn't he going for like 50K or something?
I
I
think.
heard he was gonna do some like insane work grind.
Yeah, I think his original goal was 50K. I think he's like said he's gonna
God,
stop a little bit earlier. That's dude. I hate Vorkath. I honestly hate it.
that's like a 2K year of work app. Ooh.
I kind of want to talk about that though because like
Yeah,
I
let's talk about
I
work app.
here's the thing. Like even though I'm not an efficient skiller, I love the discussions about efficient skilling. Like I really do because like I play this game for like a bunch of different things, mainly clues, but I still have in the like it just in my mind this super far goal of actually getting 200 mil all on my account. Just
Yeah, why not, right?
there's no like end goal for it, but it's still something that's like it would be cool to like still be a completionist Ironman, but still like do skilling.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's why I'm kind of an advocate of like I know this sounds like just what I always talk about, but I wish there were more inefficient methods that gave clue scrolls through skilling. Because like skilling does give clue scrolls. Most methods will give like a clue geode or a clue nest or whatever. But
Hmm.
I wish there was other ways to like involve skilling and still achieve like my main goal, which is clues. So I've always been like why didn't Herbivore have clues? Why didn't like little things that like, it really does thematically fit? I feel like there's like little like skilling methods that I really wish they would have taken advantage of and like given. It would have been
Yeah.
like a worse method, like it would never be like meta or anything, but at least it gives another incentive. Like here's a way to get clue scrolls, or here's.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking with somebody about this. It wouldn't be balanced at like a 1-for-1, but I wish you could turn in like somehow duplicate fossil sets. Like maybe not maybe like a full set for like 2 clues or something. Something like that. Just I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it'd be nice to get more from Fossil Island stuff, whether it's like VM, Irby, sell us up,
Have you looked
or
at?
make. Go ahead.
Sorry. Have you looked at the new what's it called? Uh, combat achievement diary.
Yeah, you gonna talk about the clue scroll rate buff, like
Yeah.
five
What are your
percent or
thoughts
something?
on that? Like,
Yeah, this is well. I guess I have a lot of different thoughts. I guess on the whole, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's good. I think it's very very overdue. I think it's kind of sad that the Oblivion unofficial one has had to be like all that exists for this kind of thing.
yeah,
Which maybe depending on how aggressive Jagex goes with the top tier,
they're not. Like,
The
I
Oblivion
don't
one
think so.
might maintain it, but I wish. Well, I guess I don't even know if I wish. Let me ask you this first. I think I wrote down a couple things in our message about this. First thing, how do you feel about like how hard should the top tier be? Like how achievable should it be? Should it be something like
So,
truly out of reach for a normal player to get to, like
pers
some people are suggesting, or should it just be like anyone can put time into this, learn the content really well, and achieve
well,
it?
I think personally, Grandmaster will be achievable by like anybody that's gotten an Infernal Cape, especially if you've gotten Infernal Cape without a Tebow. I'm not one of those. I'm a Tebow prod that got my Infernal. I think if you are able to put in initial for your first cape, if you were able to get like your first cape,
Hmm.
I think like that's going to be the difficulty, like just how difficult it was to get your first cape, which was obviously difficult for like most of us, I'm assuming.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I think there's not really a way, like, because I think there's going to be like weird tasks. Like, I think Grandmaster, I honestly think like one of the tasks is going to be complete the Inferno without a Tebow in under 70 minutes. Like something that's like, okay, this is doable, but it's going to take time. Like it's already achievable for like plenty of people that are like Inferno Andes, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I
Like,
don't know many Inferno speedrunners. I know like Zeroth did. God, he's probably gonna kick me if I got his time wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did like a 61-minute ACB cape.
yeah. And so like it's
And like that
definitely,
was like he didn't do many ACB capes. Like I know he's done a lot of Inferno, but he wasn't like I don't know. He just knocked that out.
yeah.
I don't think it'd be hard for like an extra 10 minutes is a ton in Inferno. Like the
Yeah.
amount of like progressive skill it takes to take off more and more time. Like taking off 10 minutes is a huge skill gap,
Yeah.
right?
And I personally feel like that is going to be kind of the limit of Grandmaster where but it's not just Inferno based. Like I also think they're going to have one that's like do a, you know, well, it probably is going to be like challenge mode related. I was going to say raids, like do like a sub 17 solo, but who the hell does like normal raids now? Like I swear everyone does challenge mode. Like I
Yeah,
haven't done raids forever,
it
but
seems like so many people have moved to that. I think, well, you and I might have a slightly skewed perspective because we've been around for so long and our friends have been around for so long that I feel like the people I'm immediately aware of are mostly done with normal raids. There's
yeah,
definitely a
yeah, no,
large group
definitely.
of irons who are still doing regular, but yeah, nobody who like most people who I interact with are
Yeah.
past the point of doing regular raids.
I feel like just most of it's just going to be kind of speed based though for Grandmaster. Because like what, like I really don't hope. Like, I hope they're not planning on doing something where it's like don't use any gear. You know, just something that's like so tedious. Like I hope it's just kind of like you can use your best in slot gear. Like that should. I feel like Grandmaster should revolve around you need to have good gear, not just like do everything in the most minimalistic gear just to make it super challenging. You know, I feel like you should be utilizing your best in slot stuff for
I think
Grandmaster.
yeah, I know, I definitely agree. I think if you were going to do a no or like a minimal gear or like some way gear restricted, I think you should keep that to like non raids and inferno stuff. Like maybe it'd be more interesting if it was like I don't even know. Like do fight caves without equipping a weapon, something like that. I don't know. But
Yeah,
like don't make it like raids that you have to do.
yeah. I just feel
Like a
like just
bunch. Don't make it just like you have to do like so many runs, just like beating your head against the wall to get the good
yeah,
RNG, and like
yeah,
not even getting to do it in the way you want to.
yeah. I don't feel like I know they're gonna do some things where it's like you're gear limited, but I really hope the truly challenging things let you just use whatever the hell you want. You know, like.
Yeah.
But I personally think okay, so they mentioned 6 Jads. You know,
Yeah.
I
Oh, I have a. Go ahead. But I saw a cool suggestion related to that.
but
The 6 Jazz thing.
so like I love 6 Jads. Like I think it's like super super fun, and I think it's like one of those things where it's like you kind of have to like let your mind go and just do it. Because I remember like whenever the first time they released 6 Jads in the Tournament Worlds, like I was able to do it after just a few hours. Just you just have to embrace the flow with it, but. I don't think that's all they're releasing. Like, I don't think that's the top tier. I think they're hiding something that's just they're not even going to talk about until it's released. Like, I don't
Hmm.
think 6 Jads is what their like ultimate thing is. I think there's one more thing. I think it's like Zook 2, like Zook 2.0. But like, I don't think they're even going to talk about it because they want it to be super hype. But I just have a fishy feeling that they're gonna. That's not the end thing. So I think Grandmaster is going to have something we don't even know about yet.
Yeah. You know Port Kazard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see his suggestions for this? I'm
Um,
gonna shout out one of them. He suggested the six Jad challenge with the Jads on a 5 tick cycle.
That'd be
So
fucking
so
terrifying.
you have two of them that are the same tick. So you have to tick eat once every cycle. You know what I mean?
Okay. Um, and then you would just
I thought that sounded so fun. Yeah, like so
and then you would
you're
just have to kill
five of
that
them.
one first, right? Like
Yeah, five of them you're praying against, and then the sixth one you're tick eating every time.
I kind of wish. Okay, so I'm trying to think because I know they were on a 8 tick cycle. Like they're normally on an 8 tick cycle in that, and so you always have like those 2 rest ticks. Um, I really do wonder what it would be like, even if it was just a 6 tick cycle. Like if just there was 0 breaks at the beginning.
Hmm.
But like I'm the 5 tick, that would be fucking difficult. That would be
Oh yeah,
so fucking
that'd be
difficult.
insane. Yeah, even yeah, even just consistently changing prayer and tick eating in the same tick is a lot to keep straight to do over and over. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, you with Tebow, you kill
Yeah.
Chads pretty fast, especially if you're beating your head against the wall doing it over and over. You'll eventually like 6 shot it right. But I mean, it's still a lot.
Yeah. Shit.
But like
5 tick. Yeah, I never even thought of that. That's crazy.
if you had your way with it though, so let's just I guess let's focus on the time related stuff. I think that's the easiest to talk about, like a spectrum with, right?
Yeah.
Like how challenging do you want top tier to be, like time related, right? So like just take Inferno for example, right? Where you
Yeah.
like for sub 50 you have what, maybe I don't know, maybe 10 people who have done that,
I
something
doubt
like
even
that.
10
Maybe
have 10 people even I know like probably 10 people have gotten 50 something, but like I
I
swear
can
I've
pull
only
up the I can pull up the Inferno. I know not everyone's in the Inferno speed Discord, but I can see how many people are up at the top. I'm pretty sure they have that like ranked by like sub 50 hoisted to the top. But I've
if it is
been in it
around
before, and it's like it's maybe I think I usually see like 5 or so people there on
yeah.
at any time. So like maybe, let's say it's 10 or less who have
Okay,
done sub
let's just say
50,
that.
and then
Um
maybe for sub like 53, maybe I don't know
I
40 or 50
personally
people.
don't think Grandmaster is going to be a sub 50. Like that's so ridiculous. Like
Oh, I don't think it's going to be either.
yeah.
What
But
would you want it
you're
to be
asking
though?
me.
Yeah.
I think personally Grandmaster is going to be like, well, if you could use any gear, I think it's going to be
Hmm.
like a sub 65. I don't think it's even going to be sub 60. I really don't think so. I think it's going to be like a sub 65, maybe sub 70, just simply because they don't want it. Because it's not like Inferno's the only thing. It's not like, because there are certain people in the community that like literally all they do is just Inferno, 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 Inferno. Like that's
Yeah.
all they do in the entire game. Or
Hmm.
sometimes like occasional TOBs. But Grandmaster is not just do the Inferno. It's like there's going to be a huge variety of super challenging tasks. And so like the people that can get like sub 60s, like, you know, pretty commonly, they've spent so much time there, like perfecting that to get to that point that like they can't, like, it's hard for them to do like other things. Like I remember like Adwam, I think is like fucking god of the Inferno. But like I remember when he first went to TOB, like he fucking sucked. I'm pretty sure he was trolling for like half of it, but like these things just take a ton of practice. Like you just have to, like any content you do, you just got to do it a lot, and then you eventually just get better at it. But Grandmaster, I don't think is just going to be like super crazy where it's like you have to spend weeks or months on certain things. I think it's going to be like 65-minute Inferno, and then it's going to be like be really good at raids, you know, like do like a sub, I don't know, 17 chambers, do a sub something TOB. I wonder if Grandmaster is going to have a solo TOB. I think it will.
Yeah, I saw one of the suggestions being to solo top without Blood Fury or Scythe, which would be that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But
I
I
see.
don't think that'll be I don't think that'll happen.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that. I think it'll just have a solo TOB, and I think Blood Fury is going to carry everyone for it. I do think solo TOB is going to be on there because it's not like super crazy anymore to do that.
Yeah, probably. Last time I looked was like shortly after Blood Fury, like a week or two after Blood Fury. I think it was already like 70 or 80 people had done it. So and like a lot, like maybe 15 of those had done it like
Yeah.
after the Blood Fury, right? So I'm sure by now more than 100
Yeah,
people
and
have.
if there's a lot of people that just don't even attempt it, but like if you practice solo TB, you can do it, especially with a Blood Fury. Like most people that are at that level that just haven't even tried solo TB. Like personally, I feel like if I spent 3 weeks at TOB trying to solo it, I think like I could eventually do it with a Blood Fury.
Yeah.
just because I've seen it so much. Like I already know the mechanics just like visually. Like I obviously doing it's a lot different, but like I feel like
I think anyone could learn it.
yeah, I feel like solo TOB is going to be on there. I don't think there's going to be any like don't use Blood Fury or don't use Scythe. I think it's just going to be solo TOB. Then I think a sub 60. I don't even think any lower than a sub 65 Inferno, honestly. I think 70 or 65. What do you think?
I don't. Well, yeah, a couple things. I don't really personally consider myself like I'm definitely not a particularly good PVMer, so I don't really have. I don't even have aspirations, most likely to do the Grandmasters. But I don't have a scythe. I don't have a bow. I don't know if I actually plan on grinding one. So my opinions hopefully can be taken as unbiased here.
Yeah.
I think there's a very fair point that people will make against making Grandmaster extremely hard, which is, do you need like the in-game recognition or like whatever the cosmetic reward is going to be, whatever it is? Like, does that need to be there to recognize the best of the best, like the top 20 people at any piece of content, right? Like, I know there are people who are asking for, oh, like make it whatever, make it sub 50 Inferno, make it sub 55, 53, whatever. Like, I'd be fine with it, honestly, if that's the direction they want to go. But I also kind of feel for people who, like, more of like the completionist style people, right? Who are like, I want to get this. I'm willing to put the time in to learn, but like,
yeah,
like I don't know.
It gets to
not everyone's gonna learn to do it.
It gets to the point
13, 15, 5-man top.
It gets to the point where it's like, okay, this is no longer something like grindable. This is just straight up. You have to have natural talent. Like you have to be an actual rhythm god, and like, you know, that's why I personally think, and they've even mentioned it. They say they've even said it in the news post. Like they didn't want Grandmaster to be something that just very, very few people can ever get. But it is going to be a grind. And I think, again, sub 65 Inferno is a grind and it's achievable. Like,
agreed.
Because like me, like I think I've only done like 4 capes, but my fastest is like 90 minutes. Like, I mean, I took a piss like 2 times during it and like I never like paused it. But like a 65 for me would take me a bit, you know? Because first of all, I'm dog shit at Inferno. I do it like, I do one attempt like every 8 months on average, and then I die. But that's something. But they're also going to come out with, like, I feel like God Wars is going to have a thing where like people will need to learn how to like, I don't know. I feel like they're going to have something where it's like, do a 10 kill melee bandos trip, or just something where it's like, okay, you probably need to learn how to flick, like to achieve this. Well, I don't know. It might need to be a little bit higher than that. Like there's going to be so many other things besides just TOB and Inferno where it's like, they're not going to make certain things like a sub 53 Inferno and then a no scythe. So like, no, they're going to make it pretty balanced, but you have to learn multiple things.
I saw on the blog, one of the things they had was do bandos kill without taking damage from minions. I think they really should have made that without taking damage from minions without equipping armor, right? Because surely what they're going for with that is flicking, right? Yeah. Whereas you could just throw on Justy
and pray
Mage and just roll the dice over and over.
Keep rolling the dice.
Yeah, like you'll get that fairly fast. Like with Claw Spec, like you kill bandos so fast, you're gonna get hit by the minions. What, maybe like 4 or 5 times in a kill? Like not that unlikely just to have them hit zeros. So I think it'd be cool if they did stuff like that. But I think anybody can learn to flick bandos. I learned to flick bandos. I'm not very good at this game. So
yeah,
I think,
that's
people,
the difference.
People can learn stuff like that.
Yep. It's just like, seriously, like I remember seeing people that were flicking God Wars. I'm like, how the hell did you learn this, you know? And then you just give it a shot. You finally get out of your comfort zone, which like I'm honestly like I'm literally through playing RuneScape, I've discovered like the beauty of getting out of your comfort zone. As cringe as that sounds, that RuneScape had to teach me that. Like seriously, when you put yourself completely out of your comfort zone to learn something, it's like really cool what you can like achieve. Like,
yeah,
because within like 2 days, I was able to flick bandos, and I was like, wow, literally 48 hours ago, I never thought I'd ever be able to do this. And then like, boom, I just went in there, died a bunch of times, and now I'm like, I got it down. So
This is like a subjective standard, so I think people will draw the line in different places. But what I would like to see for the highest tier is that it requires you to be able to do every piece of content with like the best meta, right? Like know how to do the content properly at the highest level, right?
Yeah.
So like know how to top speedrun, know how to Inferno speedrun, know how to do solo chambers fast,
Yeah.
not do it with no tick loss or
Yeah,
very minimal tick
exactly.
loss. Like I don't think that
exactly.
because I think at that point, like the difference between going from maybe Inferno is the exception. Because I've heard that there's a huge learning curve with like the different off ticks and stuff. So maybe that's kind of the exception. But like I don't know. Like I've watched people who speedrun top. Like when you're like if you're doing fives, like what are you learning when you push from a 14-minute to a 13-minute 5-man? I guess maybe 14 is too easy, but like what do you learn from like going from 13:30 to 13-minute flat? Like are you actually learning a new method, or is your team just getting
Good RNG.
slightly better RNG,
Yeah.
maybe slightly better, they got better at Nihil wave, stuff like that.
Yep.
Like
And
I don't know. I don't think you shouldn't have to be like the best
Yeah,
at the content
exactly.
to get the time. That'd be my opinion.
That's exactly what I feel. I'm
So-
like I'm trying to think of like, and I know Gauntlet's gonna be on there. Get a sub something Gauntlet. There's just gonna be so many things you have to learn for Grandmaster that it wouldn't make sense for them to just like truly fuck you up and just be like, no, get a sub 50 Inferno, get a sub hour solo TOB without a Blood Fury or something. Like just like crazy stuff where it's like, okay, the best gamers are gonna struggle with this, like the very best, like that's ridiculous. So and there's gonna be so many things on Gram. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like, isn't there gonna be like 40? Didn't they say there's gonna be like 40 or 50 tasks on each tier? Like I said, I think they said like 300 total. Like 300 total
I
tasks.
just read the blog again this morning, and it didn't register with me. It definitely sounded like they were going for a lot, though.
Yeah, like I'm pretty
Because
sure
they're probably. It looks like they wanted to include, well, especially because they're doing the KC tasks, like kill like something X number of times.
yeah. There's
So they're probably going to include, like, I imagine stuff like Zulrah, for example. Zulrah is probably going to be on every tier, right? Like or maybe not every, maybe not like
yeah,
easy
maybe
or
up to
whatever.
like, yeah, okay.
But like it's going to be like kill it 50 times, kill it, whatever, sub this, sub that for the next tier. Like they're going to include the same content on many tiers. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's well over like 200 total tasks. But then again, like you wonder, like, I mean, most people like us are probably going to knock out like the first few tiers like almost immediately, unless there's something stupid like, I mean, maybe you would find this fun, but it's like kill 50 Obor. Like
Maybe you find it. Fuck Obor.
That's the kind of thing you would do.
No, I mean I would do it just to get that stupid club, but like seriously right now, let me see if I can just show it. I just typed in exclamation task. I'm just saying it's not even showing, but my task is literally kill hill giants out in the wilderness. I just can't be asked.
Yeah,
I hate. Oh yeah, there it is. I've killed 0 out of 110. I'm just like, yeah, Obor is awful. But yeah,
I hope there's not stuff like that, but I hope it's. Yeah, I mean, we'll knock out probably most of the easy stuff fairly quickly. So I don't know if the overall number of tasks, but it'd be cool if like the top tiers aren't just a couple of tasks, like the very hardest stuff. It'd be cool if there was something from a lot of stuff, like there were like 20 or 30 tasks on the highest level. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
If they think they can come up with stuff that's not just a bunch of like artificial restrictions, like gear and
yeah. Now
we'll see though.
And the cool thing is, I'm glad they have Master and Grandmaster, because like I feel like most of the good, at least the rewards I want, just revolve around just completing the elite diary.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's 2 more above it, I feel very, very confident I can easily just get the elite done out of the way. Like I don't even think Inferno is gonna be. I think maybe Inferno might be on elite just to complete an Inferno, like have an Infernal cape. But like it might even just be on Master. Like I don't know. I'm curious what their leveling is gonna be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not elite. I wouldn't mind it being on elite, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Grandmaster. Part 2, baby, part 2. We're back. A long-awaited return.
What were we talking about again?
We were in the middle. We were in the middle of the Achievement Diary post. We were talking about how difficult it should be. I was actually about to ask you, what do you think if you could turn in Infernal Capes for Elite Clues?
Somebody's
Has they asked that before?
Like I've had.
Did they say no?
I've had the question just just directed toward me, and they were saying like, what if you got an elite clue every single cape? Honestly, if you got a guaranteed elite clue every time you completed Zook, I would literally become an Inferno Andy. I would just do the Inferno nonstop, because that would be like the most efficient thing for like elites at that point. Like,
what's the time per elite at Sarachnids if you had a mace?
It's like 70 minutes.
Okay.
But so Sarachnis still would be kind of better because you get hard clues and you're getting loot, obviously. But honestly, like if they seriously had like a guaranteed elite from a cape, because somebody was saying like, what if you had like a 50-50 shot? Then I would say no. Like it would literally have to be every single cape would be a guaranteed elite for me to ever do it.
Yeah.
But I already know that's never gonna happen, so I don't have to think about it. But
probably not. I think I would like it more if it was turning the cape for it, just so that you're sacrificing the pet chance instead.
True.
But I mean, at that point, if you're doing Inferno for elites, then you're doing enough Inferno. You're going to get to pet rate fairly fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a long pet.
Yeah, it's not.
Just a matter of effort.
Here's my gripe about the combat achievement diaries.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're planning on making it so whenever a new piece of content comes out, they add it to it. And I'm assuming that's going to get rid of all your perks that you currently have. Because they've said that they're going to be doing that. Like but they're not going to do it immediately. Like when they release a new piece of content, Husky was saying in the last Q&A that they're like, if they ever come out with like Raids 3, for example, then they'll give it a few months to like knock out all the little issues with the content and stuff and make sure it's completely fair, and then add it to the achievement diaries or to the the combat achievements. And I don't know if I like that. I don't like that. I think it should be set where it is. As silly as that sounds, that there's going to be new things coming out and it's not in the diaries. Like, it's the same thing we have with achievement diaries. Like, they're not adding new stuff to the achievement diaries all the time. Like, that would be so obnoxious. If it was just like, oh, here's a new thing, like, time to go do this. Like, that's just my opinion. I'm curious what you think about them. Because it's just like the perks, like, for example, like the elite clue perk. If there's a new piece of content and it just adds to every single tier again, and I have to do that before I like continue my thing, it's just like, I know they already do it with like the quest cape, where it's like whenever a new quest comes out, you can't use your quest cape. Or like music cape and stuff, but I don't like it coming from combat achievements. I feel like it's kind of obnoxious.
Okay, yeah, there's a couple things there. So I think for me, the bigger concern would be, well, I guess, yeah, I'm obviously being forced to do new content. I don't know how prevalent or how hard they plan to go with the KC tasks. I'd be pretty bugged if you lost all the perks and had to do, like, I don't know what tier this would be, maybe like master, like 100 or 500 or 250, whatever, of like the new raids.
Yeah,
like something that's just a huge time requirement. I would say if I had to decide right now, like if I was the game designers, I would maybe say let it lose. You lose whatever the cosmetics are. So like you can't equip whatever the thing is. You can't. But I don't know how you keep the perk, lose the cosmetic. If I had to draw the line somewhere, I don't know how that's going to work with. I don't know exactly how they plan to have, especially the cosmetic stuff work. Like if it's a pet transmog, like does your pet de-transmog? Like
yeah, it's just weird.
But I think keeping the perk is probably fine. Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with keeping the perk. I probably won't be too upset if I lose it because I don't think the perk's going to be that important for how I play. But, I mean, I definitely see the frustration. Hopefully at least for elite tier. Hopefully that should be fairly straightforward.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know what
just
they're going to release that's going to be a huge time requirement to get an elite, but
yeah.
I feel your concern with it.
Yeah, it's just something that's like I mean, if it's only like, once every 6 months that something's updated, like that's fine. But I'm scared there's going to be like there's going to be like randomly this like new little boss that comes out from a quest. And it's like, "Oh, you have to kill this boss." And it's like, but because it's an easy task, like you can't even use any of your perks because you have to complete all easies as well. Like just something so trivial that's like, "Oh my gosh, like, okay, got to do this week," like
Wait, Sae Bae, are you telling me you're worried we're going to get too much PVM content?
yes.
I don't know if that's a concern that I share. Like what? It's been almost a year since Nightmare, right? What was it Nightmare January? I think we're
February.
coming up on a year. February. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. But no, I mean, I get that.
Yeah, it's just
or at least if they put, I don't know, if they put like a longer grace period on it or something. But
yeah. No, and it's
I don't know.
again, like it's fine. What would be kind of nice is if it was like a set time where it's like January 1st every year they're going to update it. So anything
sure.
that came out that year, it's like everyone's prepared for, okay, January 1st, like all that new stuff that came out, you already kind of had a buffer to like do that. But then anything that comes, and like it would have like a 3-month buffer period in the first place. So if something came out in December, that wouldn't go until like the next following year. That wouldn't be added to the achievement diaries until like the next following year. So it's like something where even if it is Casey related, you do have like 3 or more months to work on it. And then like at a certain date, let's say January 1st, then it would go into the combat achievement. So everyone's like prepared. Instead of just like a random week, it's like, oh shit, I was just using these perks and now I have to focus on this stuff like before I can move on back to like what I was originally doing.
I like the annual aspect too, because I imagine they're also going to need to periodically revisit times, right? Like as new content comes out.
Probably.
Like I don't know. I mean, that's its own whole separate can of worms entirely. But they're gonna at some point need to look at it again, right? Because like 3 or 4 years in the future, whatever time they pick now is not going to be relevant anymore.
That's true.
I mean, I know people have said that like, I mean, DPS increases are generally gradual. I don't know if we'll see another thing like Tebow come out. I mean, maybe. I think if anything, we'll probably see be like more range strength equipment. I think we're kind of due for new ranged armor, so that'll probably be coming, as unneeded as it is. But
I wish they'd come out with like a prayer range armor, like very high prayer, like something like proselyte-ish, like where it's like +7, but it's like, I don't know. I've always kind of had a gripe with that melee's the only armor that has like a prayer bonus. Like it would be nice if it was like a prayer d'hide or just something where it's like, obviously that's not coming out in Raid 3, but I've always been kind of a fan of, let's get like a proselyte d'hide or something. Like
I like the idea of a range prayer set. Maybe give it a small amount of range strength too.
It would
like
have
a
to
couple per piece,
minimal.
and then make it no defensive bonuses like at all.
That would be cool. That would be
like
cool.
Give it a trade off, right?
That's what I was so butthurt about when they came out with the Nate is not face guard. They just made it a straight up buff with everything. Prayer, defense, like just everything was better. And like pretty much everything was better than the Serp helm. Like besides defensive bonuses. But it's like it had +3 prayer, an additional strength. Like it still has it has no negative bonuses at all. Like I was really bothered by that. I was one of the people like honestly when I was really hoping that the Nate is not face guard would have like a -3 prayer. Just something to make it not best in slot for every single possible thing. It's like, okay, there is sort of a trade-off to getting best in slot strength. And like I really wanted a negative prayer. I'm going to be honest. I thought that would have been awesome.
I wish they would go. I mean, I honestly, I completely agree with that. I love the idea of like really aggressive trade-offs.
Yeah. Same.
Like make it. They don't seem to like that. They don't seem to like the idea of giving like a piece of best in slot gear like a
They
large
make
negative
everything.
side.
Yeah,
to
they
it.
make everything good about it. Like it bothers me.
Like even even what is it, Inquisitor? Like it's not actually that like. I thought the whole thing was that like it was supposed to be not defensive. Like you're not even that squishy in it. I don't know.
You're pretty.
Like
You're pretty squishy, and I'm gonna be honest. But
like, are you actually?
you're pretty.
I watch
wanna
people
look,
like at least at Ulm, it doesn't look like it's a problem.
Yeah,
see
well,
people
I mean that's true.
maybe Nightmare is more significant.
If you're getting hit with like melee and range, it's really squishy. But like magic, it's like you barely notice anything. I'm curious actually what the difference is. So like, okay, it's like 100 and wait, what was that? Yeah, it's like 100 and like 70-ish range strength less than just wearing bandos. Like that's like,
I mean that is significant.
that's a lot. But
I agree. I wish I wanted it to be maybe no defense or like practically nothing. I wouldn't have even minded though if it had slightly more strength than bandos. I know it has the set effect which gives it like a max over bandos in certain places.
yeah,
but I would have been fine with it having like 2 strength bonus more per piece, and then
I
terrible
completely agree.
defense.
And I feel like it should have had really negative slash and stab accuracies, because right now it has like a very like negligible where like I could still claw with full Inquisitors on. It doesn't even make a big deal really.
Yeah,
I feel like they really should have done that. And I do. Here's something really stupid about full Inquisitors. So they've given it a 0.5% per piece damage and accuracy boost.
Mm-hmm.
That does not do. Okay, so the accuracy part obviously does a little teeny bit. But if you're wearing 2 pieces, under no circumstances will that ever give you a max hit. That 1% damage never, ever, ever, no matter what, will ever give a max hit.
Right, with their flooring, you have to hit 100, right?
Yeah, you
have
to hit 100. So it's really dumb. It's just really, really dumb that that's even a thing. I feel like each piece should give 1% so that at least you have a chance of wearing 2 pieces and get like that 2% would become a 50. So as long as you're hitting a 50, you could potentially get a max hit. I think that would have been a little bit more fair. And then
I like that too, because then you get a max with anything but a scythe.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wouldn't give a scythe.
And then
max.
if you're wearing the full set, I feel like it actually should have been a little bit more buffed. I think it should have been like a 4% total. So it's like 1%, 2%. And then if you're wearing all 3 pieces, 4%. But that's just me. And man,
I wouldn't have. I think it should have been. I think it should have been a little stronger than it is.
I think so as well. And
I also didn't realize though, like how many things you can crush with. Like I didn't realize people were going to be crushing with lance and stuff like that. Like I don't know what they can do about it, but I don't know. I dislike that random things like that become best with crush.
I know this is like way off topic, but I hate that the Dragon Hunter Lance ever came out. Like, I hate that weapon.
Part of me likes it, part of me hates it. I wish, honestly, you know what? I like it in the game. I wish it didn't work at raids. I love that in the Vorkath era, you don't have to raid for an RNG drop to skill efficiently.
No, and
that's really good.
That's where it also comes back down to, is it's not just the lance, it's the Dragon Hunter crossbow as well, and it's also the blowpipe. I feel like obviously blowpipe's like the root of all of it, because like the only reason they buffed the Dragon Hunter crossbow was because of the blowpipe. Like it was just better.
Do you dislike the Dragon Hunter crossbow though? Do you wish that wasn't in the game?
I think it's way too OP.
Do you actually though?
Yeah.
I don't think it's weak. I don't think it's OP.
It's not super OP because now there's a Dragon Hunter Lance and other things, but like it did not need isn't it 30% damage? Like,
yeah, which remember when people wanted Lance to go to 30% to match
that would have been so bad, dude. Okay, no, it just bothers me because it's just there are so many Dragonkin or Dragonbane or whatever monsters in the game. Like it's just like that's the weapon you use. Like you have to use a lance. Like Like the Blade of Saildor, garbage. Like Rapier, garbage against them. Like you just don't use that stuff, which is just so sad. Like I remember Hosta, like a Hosta was like the dragon killing thing, you know, like a normal Hosta was like best in slot against dragons. But like it really makes me sad that, like, I don't know. I really hate that. I know they try to make it a niche just against dragons, but there's so many things that are dragons. It's like,
yeah, you can make your task list like entirely dragons, barrage tasks, and then dark beasts and black dragons. But I guess you use lance there too, but it's the point tasks.
I really wish a blowpipe had just, like, they just went to the cause of a blow, like they went to the root of the blowpipe before ever touching Dragon Hunter crossbow and before ever even coming out with a Dragon Hunter lance. I hate it because like seriously, blowpipe, it should be good, like it should be really good, and I feel like it should still be 2-tick, but I feel like its accuracy should be like heavily reduced. So if you're ever attacking something that's like super tanky, it's not good against it, but it's still really good against like squishy monsters. Like, that's what I feel like the change should have been, but I mean, here we are. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm imagining how much of a pain Inferno would have been without blowpipe, but I do completely agree that it's too strong.
Yeah.
I will say, and I think going back to the thing about the lance as well, especially at Chambers, this is something I touched on, I think, when I talked with Foddy. It's been a while, so I don't remember for sure. But we were talking about the idea of stronger weapons and just like stronger gear in general, like killing nuance in PvM methods. Like how you, like the skill cap for doing melee hand now with a lance, like you can actually just fuck it up constantly and it's not a problem.
Yep, you can literally just stand there. You just
you fuck up if you fuck up 4-1, like getting into it once and then like have to go through the process of trying to set it back up again, like the hand can already be 2/3 dead. Like there's not like you don't have
stupid.
It makes the content less interesting.
Yep.
Like there's better, like I don't mind that your raid is now a minute faster. Like that's not what I care about. It just seems I don't know, it's less interesting to me.
I know, no, it is, and I completely agree. And like you were even, I remember listening to your, like I literally just listened to it last night, and guys were talking about like Zammy, how like at this point in the game, if you have best in slot strength and max gear, it's like, dude, you can just literally not even move. You can just click Zammy once, and he's dead in like 7 hits, and you basically did just like without any brain function whatsoever, you basically did just as well as you would have done like flicking, basically. Like,
yeah,
like it gets to that point where the gear upgrades are just so insane that it's just everything becomes really easy. And it makes me sad because I remember when raids like first came out, tent whips were the thing, you know. But if you didn't have a tent whip, you know, you could just use a normal whip, or you could just use a Hosta, or you could use like a bludgeon even. Like you could just there wasn't that big of a gap between these things, but the lance comes out and it just is so much more OP than every other thing. Like rapier's garbage now against this. It's like, why would you ever use a rapier in there? It just really makes me sad that there's one weapon now. Don't use anything else, or else it's just garbage, you know?
I don't love Scythe, to be honest. I have some issues with it, but I did like the brief period we got from, what was it, July to like November, where Tob was out, but before Lowlands, where you had like Scythe was obviously best in slot versus melee hand, but it was like quite expensive to use. Yep. So people were going with rapier, and like I feel like you had like meaningful trade-offs there.
Yes.
Which I know you still Scythe now, like in speedruns, but like outside of that, like who Scythes Scythes melee hand? Like it just
No, it really makes me sad. That's just Dragon Hunters. Like I hate it.
I remember I was talking with Zeroth when he was doing some of his Chambers grind, like when he was real dry or whatever towards the end and really bored. He said he was like going back to bringing rapier just because he found it more fun than lance. Like just like the animation more just found it more fun.
It is cool. Like honestly, like dude, I think like I just want it to go away. Like honestly, I wish it had just been. I wish what would have happened like with Hydra is given like maybe you could still call it a Dragon Hunter Lance. Isn't it? I think it's a 15%. Is it 20% or 15%?
It's 20.
Okay, it's 20. A really wish it had been like maybe 10%, where it's like barely better than a rapier, maybe. I don't even know the DPS calcs on it, but it's like, it's just barely better. Where it's like, okay, this is still best in slot, but you do not need it under any circumstance. Like you're completely fine with a rapier, a mace, or a sail door. Like those three weapons I really like because they each have, it's like their own attack style, and those are like just barely better than like an abyssal or like abyssal tentacle, you know. And the lance could have come out and it would have been best, but you don't need it. Like it's just barely better, you know. But I just hate that.
What was Dragon Hunter initially? Was that 10%?
Dragon Hunter
Before it popped off?
crossbow.
Crossbow. Yeah.
That was, yeah, I think it was 10% because it was like a 95 accuracy, and then it became, because of the 10%, it became like a 105 or something, and then the damage like was just barely better. It was better than an armadillo cross. Wait, was it? Now I'm trying to think. It was damage and accuracy, right? 10% of each.
It was.
Okay.
Well, I know it was damage and accuracy. I just can't remember what the initial number was.
I just thought,
I don't think it was 20 because I'm pretty sure it was a more
it had to have been 10%, I think.
Yeah, it must have.
And I thought that was great because there was a lot of people that would AFK wyverns, stuff like that, like brutal blacks, where it was like, obviously Tebow would just be a lot better, but I really liked where that crossbow was because like crossbows are always shit. Like they're almost always shit. But it had
10%'s not insignificant, really.
Yeah, like it would have been better than an armadillo crossbow was the best in slot crossbow. Like so when it's better than that against like dragons, like that was fine. And like Zulrah, I mean, to be completely fair, I have my own. I would love to kind of talk about how I feel about Vorkath as well, because I know that was one of the topipics. Because
talk to me about Vorkath. I'm a big Vorkath enthusiast.
Well, I'll start out by saying Zulrah. Just go like feeding into Vorkath. I need to kind of mention about Zulrah. So personally, I think Zulrah should be nerfed again, but I think it should, like, what it should do is like nerf the loot a little bit, just a little bit more, because it's already pretty like bad. But nerf it a little bit, but make it so scales, like you get double scales per kill. So it's like, okay, this is something where it's like, this is just kind of feeding your best in slot weapons. Like your blowpipe's literally best in slot for so many things. Like this isn't just grind Zulrah for supplies and stuff. Like you should go there getting scales. And I think like that's what Zulrah should be, is like nerf the loot a little bit more, but give it more scales.
Well, let me ask you this: is that not the point where we're already at? I feel like people don't do Zulrah. Maybe hardcores because they have their revive, but like, do regular Ironmen do Zulrah for the loot anymore? I feel like they just do it for uniques and scales already.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, fuck it, nerf Zulrah drops, give it more scales, whatever. I'm cool with it, but I think it's already so overshadowed by other stuff that
it is. You're right, but it would be. So what I wanted, so this is what I talked about with Vorkath for a while, because they were talking about a nerf like earlier this year and like never happened, obviously. But my personal thing, and again, there's a lot, like there's so much on my mind right now. Like I just want to like hop around to different things, but like similar.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. We have plenty of time.
Similar to smithing, like okay, so smithing, everybody thinks like it has to be gold ore, you know, just it's gold ore. Gold ore. Like, so we now have to balance a new piece of content around what the maximum is of shop hopping. Like, I hate that. Like, because the rate isn't it like 300k EHP for like the ultimate Iron
Man? Like 2 people can do it at a time, but you get like 320. It's
320.
Fast
damn.
fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. To have
you'll destroy your wrist doing it and dropping gold bars. But like, you can get the rate.
It's crazy because like that's what we now need to match, and I don't like that attitude. Like I don't like that. That's not a good method. Like everybody agrees, like that's an AIDS method, and they should fix it. But they need to fix it by making it 300k an hour. Like I don't like that. And what my thing with Vorkath is, it kind of is like that. I feel like the Vorkath nerf should be, if you want to enter Vorkath, you have to get a Vorkath key. And I think killing like 10, I think like it should have a key on the normal blue dragon drop table where it's like you have to kill blue dragons and you can get stackable keys, and those will like let you. I have not thought this through all the way, so I'd love to hear like your feedback and stuff. But like this is something I thought about where it's like, why can't it kind of be like a KC based thing where it's like, okay, you can't just have unlimited time and going into Vorkath because it's OP as fuck. Like we all agree, it's like the loot is like crazy, and to do it on task as well is just nuts. I think it would be really cool as if you had like that balance of, okay, you want to go kill Vorkath? Well, some of the kills you're going to have to go to blue dragons to get keys just to kill Vorkath. And so it balances out because right now it's like, and I understand that's completely unfair for new Ironmen, but that's not how I'm going off of it. It's like I'm not going off, oh, let's make it fair for the people that didn't already camp 40k Vorkath, you know? It's like, I just feel like that's how it should have been initially, where it's not just an endless campable thing, but it's like it's like a privilege to like go kill Vorkath, where it's like you have to earn keys. It's similar. I mean, I also wish Grotesque Guardians had kind of been like that, where it's like you kind of have to kill gargoyles for keys, and then like every time you want to enter, you got to get another key or something. But as tedious as that sounds, that's kind of where I was wanting it to go.
Well, a lot of things to touch on there. First thing, if it's a key meta for Vorkath, then that's another place to use the Blood Fury.
Yeah,
catch me doing 10 trail trips with my Blood Fury, burning through those shards.
Yep. You would actually be using like more supplies, like just because you want to extend your Vorkath like as much as possible. I don't know.
I like the idea. Well, okay, I don't advocate for Vorkath nerf because I'm selfish, right? The Iron Man meta is Vorkath. I don't want the meta to change. That being said, I do think it would be just like objectively healthier for both Iron Man mode and main game for it to get nerfed. A lot of ways you could do it. You could do the keys. I actually kind of like that idea, but I think mains would read too much about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I see that.
Yeah, that's true. It is very Iron Man based.
I think there's a lot of things you could do to make it more fair. If I had to nerf it, I'd probably take grapes off the table. Maybe make it one bone? I don't know if you need to nerf the bones.
I would make it, well, if it was just simply a nerf, I would make it one drop. Like, it would just have one, it would still have double bone, that's fine, but just give it one roll on the drop table. And I know that's like a big time, that's obviously like almost like a 50%.
I think it'd be fine. Honestly, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I want it to still be worth doing on task. I'd like it to be efficient enough that it's worth doing on your Slayer task list. But I just wish it wasn't meta-defining strong.
Yeah,
Which I also think there's so many other cool bosses you can do for money that are just so overshadowed. Like I think doing like Sire or Grotesques or maybe just those two other Slayer bosses. The Serb. Serb is good. Serb is real good if you have the weapons and gear for it. Like I think diverse. Like I think I said this with Vadi as well, but I love the idea that the most efficient way to get just raw GP on Iron Man is to do PVM. I think it just makes it more interesting. I've always kind of liked that there's the PVM integration into Iron Man mode. I think it just diversifies the gameplay. It makes it more fun. But you lose that diversity when one thing is 5 times better than any other boss. So
I feel like that would be a good nerf. You know what's sad though is how PVM like actually is more OP than doing the actual skilling method to get a certain resource. Like it's sad that you would actually get more resources just by like basically PVMing, like to get a specific resource. That's always bothered me.
Yeah.
It's like if you wanted like U logs, you do not chop U logs. There's like, even though that would make sense in like a normal game. Oh, you want U logs? Go chop U logs. Like no, first of all, why would you want U logs? But I'm just giving that as an example. It's like why isn't the source, like the actual source, the best in slot way to get it? It's like, I don't know.
No, I do agree, but I also don't know if the game would be interesting if, like, let's say there's a hypothetical world where you can't do darts, you can't do broad arrows. Like your fletching is just fletching bows, cutting logs. but like, let's say you couldn't get logs from PVM or Kingdom. Like, would I be excited to spend 400 hours AFKing maples to do fletching? It would make the game it'd make the game economy cycle like make more sense, right? It would be like, this is your production skill and this is the gathering skill that pairs with it. It makes sense and everybody understands it and agrees it's good. But like,
No,
I don't know if I actually want to play that game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in a sense. Personally, like, okay, so I am just a unique player. We'll just say that. But like, you know how there's like ores around the world, like just random rocks that are just completely useless. Like, absolute. Like, why the hell would you ever mine a normal ore? There's like mini games for it now. There's like, just do volcanic mine or just drop it. Like, why would you ever mine for ore? Just get it from other bosses. But like, I feel like something, again, there's always going to be bots in this game. So something is simple. Like, I feel like people are like, no, it needs to be like challenging. It needs to like involve thought. So bots can't. It's like, okay, bots will do anything. Like, bots have gotten to the point where they do Nightmare. It's like, or TOB even. I've heard there's literally TOB bots that'll just do TOB. But so like, disregarding the whole bot point of view where like things can be botted, I really feel like they should rework how ores work in the game. Where like, okay, so obviously you've done like 3-tick 4G and stuff. Like, you understand that is a 3-tick cycle, whereas like most ores have a tick delay. So you were also
I actually learned that not that long ago, and it kind of blew my mind because everything I'd ever power mined, like iron, granite, like it doesn't have that delay. I didn't even realize that you had like a tick delay. It feels so bad.
No, it's what, like, I remember watching your video about 4-tick gem mine. Like, that's the first thing I saw of 4-tick gem mining was your video. And like, that is the perfect definition of this has a tick delay after every single. That's the reason it has to be 4-tick, is because there's a tick delay. And
well, I'm not trying to get technical. Gem mining is also weird though because the delay is before the success. So even that feels better. Like, I tried doing 3-tick, the lava kite ore. I was gonna.
That is so AIDS.
Because the delay is at the end. It's a tick after the XP drop.
It's so bad.
Like, the reacting is so awkward because like that's. I hate that. I could get used to the gem mining cycle. That wasn't bad because you just realize that you just wait before you see the XP drop. As soon as you got the XP drop, you keep going.
And the other good thing about gems is like, it's so common to get a successful, one of the successful rolls, like, because you get 2 rolls. Like, it's so common that like it doesn't really bother. Like, there's the occasional, like, once every like 100 rocks that you'll fail it and then like it throws your cycle off because you can't just continue the 4-tick after you failed, which is really annoying. But yeah, like Lovakite's just so AIDS. I tried that. Trust me, it's just like not fun.
Like, I don't want Jagex to touch anything with rocks because I don't trust them to actually leave things the way they are. But if they could, like, what does it hurt if they just remove that delay? Like, do they know how to do that? I'd really just like, why not, right? Like, why not just toss people who actually mine rocks a bone?
Yep. No, I really wish they would get rid of that delay on every rock. Now, if they did that, first of all, like gem mining would become like 120k an hour.
Hell yeah.
And it would be fun. Like, the speed, like just zooming through it, not 4-tick, it's 3-tick now. Like, imagine that. Like,
you'd have to do the full cycle too. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
you couldn't do the half cycle.
You could still probably.
Is the time that short? Maybe it is.
You could probably still do the half. I think so.
That'd be really fun though.
Yeah, like,
dropping.
And the other thing I really wish and here's the other thing, is I wish gold ore mining, traditional mining, was a thing. But I feel like they should nerf, or they should make it so gold ore doesn't take as long to mine, just in general, and make it 3-tick, because there's 2 spots, and make it respawn quicker. Because listen, like, crafting guild, there's like some gold ore there. If you could just continually mine that and it respawns quick enough, and it's a 3-tick cycle, it would change mining and smithing. Like, you would get basically the same rates. Well, depending on how like successful you are getting an ore. If they made it like extremely successful to mine a gold ore, that could be the new meta, where it's like, instead of 3-tick 4G where you're dropping stuff, you 3-tick 4G gold. Like,
Yeah,
You
that'd be so fun.
like you do that and you get gold, and that's how you bank gold instead of just making it a shot buying thing, because that would probably be efficient. Think about it. Like if you're getting mining EHP with banking this like gold ore, that would probably end up being like meta. And I also think there's a place in Brimhaven, that little gold ring
Yeah.
horseshoe. Like what if there was like a little deposit box there too? So it's just like another spot dedicated to gold ore, and it's a 3-tick cycle. So like the new meta is like you're actually mining for resources that's going to help you, and it's efficient because you're going to bank all this gold ore and you're getting really high mining rates, like probably 90k or so, or 80k, whatever it'll be.
No, I actually really like that idea. I remember talking with people about the gold mine in the where is that, the place where you have to wear the gold helmet to go
I
in,
know what
the
you're
dwarf
talking
area. I remember people talking about making it so like just from even those rocks only, like the things you mine there, just give it like concentrated gold, make it so you can like turn in what you get there for like 10 gold each or whatever.
Yeah,
Like you could balance something like that where it doesn't even have to be better than the Ultimate Iron Man gold method.
but at
Because
least
the
it
thing
kind
is,
of competes.
like if even so, like what, like I'm pretty sure regular buying and banking gold, which is what 99% of people do, that's like somewhere around 200k smithing, right? If you're pretty good, maybe a
Yeah.
little higher than 200k. Like you could make another method that's not involving doing that and hating yourself and make it 150k effective, like when you include the mining XP, and people would flock to that. Nobody wants to buy gold. Let people like me and the others like let us kill ourselves doing the stupid world hopping shit. Like you don't have to make a method compete with that.
Yeah.
People don't want to play like that. Give them an option. Make them actually mine gold before smithing it. Like I don't know. I think there's so many cool things they could do with that.
Yeah.
I wish they
No.
cared. I don't think.
And
I honestly I don't know why Iron Men don't whine more. Like why are we whining about God Wars instances before we're whining about how smithing's a dog shit skill? Like I know you and I whined about it, but why? Like
yeah.
I don't know. There's like no community downside to that either. I just wish
Yep.
that outrage was more there because Jagex would actually listen if like casual Iron Man players were pissed about smithing. But
No,
they
and
seem fine with it.
I also think like going just back to that 3-tick rocks. Do you does anyone even remember that there's an actual like coal truck service like west of Sears Village? Like there's like
I know it's there.
like
I don't know how it
place. Like
works.
imagine you could actually like, okay, first of all, I think coal mining would be great is if first just get rid of the tick delay, make it respawn faster, make it more successful. Imagine you could just 3-tick coal, but there's like maybe a new glove that gives double coal per thing. So it's like you can actually coal mine, and like I don't know if you needed coal. I'm not saying this would be like meta or anything, but it's like if you needed coal, it's like why not make coal mining like a dedicated thing, and then like I don't know, there's so much like potential for like stuff that's already in the game. Like why not just get rid of the tick delay, make it so you can actually mine gold ore, maybe 80k an hour, bank a shit ton of gold ore, and like make that like a meta. Like it wouldn't probably be the meta, it'd probably still be 3-tick 4G, but it'd be very close. Like, and it still involves a lot of effort. So I know you were talking to, I think it was either Vaddy or Lug, but you were talking about like the sandstorm update. And I know they completely just did not get the numbers right that they were asking for. But I really do appreciate, even though it's a little bit more OP than I would like, I don't even think it's that OP, honestly. I think
it's not that OP. Like, what is crafting? I think EHP is 108.
Yeah.
And before
like
charters hopping was like 95. I honestly think it's fine.
Isn't
really.
charters even more than 108k though? Like isn't it like just like 108k? If you're like fast.
I am honestly not sure. I know I got like around 95k with like fair amount of effort, but I was
that
still
like empty worlds, or were you competing?
Close to empty. This was a long time. I did charters in like 2016.
Yeah, I've never actually checked rates, to be honest, but like I thought that was a great update because they didn't add a mini game to get sand. Like they didn't add some weird like thing. It's like the traditional, this is sandstone, this should have a use. Like I thought it was great. Like seriously, they didn't have to make some weird artificial thing where it's like I don't know, some mini game. Like I don't like it when they have to make mini games and stuff. I'm super sketched out about the water Todd or fishing Todd
Oh,
game. It sounds
I haven't
exactly
even
like Winter Todd, dude.
I haven't even read the blog.
It's
I'm
it's scaring me,
I'll
man.
I'll see what it is when it actually comes in the game. I'm not excited myself though.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think Sandstone was fine. I think it could have been 10 or 15% worse, but honestly, I think where it's
yeah,
at right now is perfectly fine. I really don't have an issue with it.
yeah.
If that's the way they're going to speed up skills, where it's 10% faster than the old meta, you don't have to world hop, but you have to 3-tick to get best raise. That's honestly, I could live with that.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
No, and it's the same thing. Like they came out with Volcano, and part of the reason was to like give that was kind of like the cure to getting gold ore. You know, it's like, oh, do this mini game to get a bunch of gold ore and just a bunch of other shit. Hate that, by the way. Just hate that mini game.
Yeah, Volcano's
I
garbage.
hate Volcano, but like you get so much fucking ore. Like it's like obviously it's inefficient, but like you get so much ore. Like you get like literally 700 noted gold ore just for doing brain dead shit with some Venezuelans. Like it's just like stupid. But like I really, really wish they would. I'm just I'm obsessed with that, getting rid of that rock delay and making like traditional mining have good potential, like gem rocks, make it better. I want coal to be better. I want like gold to be probably like really close to meta, just something like that. But you still have to 3-tick it, obviously, and like just things like that to revitalize the stuff that's already in the game that gets zero use. Like just also silversmithing gauntlets. I want those.
Yeah, we get it. You did raids.
Silver
Probably about like 200k silver.
I got 100k.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Like what? Like make silver. Like I'm scared to even touch like my. I mean, I don't know why I would ever touch my silver, but like I want, because somebody was saying you can like sell your silver to the Tazar shop or whatever for.
You probably can. I have no idea how much you
It's
get in
like
return.
it's like 5 or something. Like I think mithril ore is like 16. You get like 5 from silver or something.
Oh,
So it's like kind of worth it if you're never gonna use it.
I suppose, yeah.
But
better
like
than nothing.
I want to like save it just in case they come out with silversmithing gauntlets. Because why not?
It would actually be fairly big for crafting as well, right? I mean, I know it's like worse than blowing glass, but like if you had
50 XP,
infinite
like
silver
55.
bars, yeah, it's like 52 for doing a TR. You can probably make like 1,600 an hour.
Yeah.
Not bad. I know people who do that already. There are people who do temple trekking for silver bars and do crafting because it's so AFK that way. One of my buddies who keeps making hardcores, I'm pretty sure he has like 4 accounts that he did tortures on, and I think he did silver on all of them.
You know what I want them?
Gross.
You know what I want them to come out with?
What's that?
Hard mode temple trekking, like hard mode temple trekking, and like good rewards. Like I actually want them to like update temple trekking again and give it like insane route where it's like you got to be really like focused and good at the content, and then you get like rewarded like better. And I want them to give me air orbs. Like give me air orbs, man. give me air orbs, man, please. No, but I actually really so I did temple trekking when I was like an early Ironman. I loved it. I literally loved it. It was so much fun.
It actually is fun. I did it during leagues.
I wish
did it for crafting.
I
It
wish
was
they'd
pretty
come
fun.
out with an insane mode where it's like you got to like start like ice barraging shit because there's so much stuff coming or something. Like I think
Dude,
that'd be so much fun.
raids 3. Just actually temple trekking.
I know.
Back-to-back Mauritania raids. No one was expecting that. I mean, I'd be honestly be down with it. I don't know what you put on the reward table. That's not just straight GP, but I mean, I'd be down. I think it'd be fun. I like some of the encounters. Some of them are extremely dull, but there's some cool ones there. Wish there was like some more actual strategy than most of the things you just throw pre melee on in AFK.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what else we hit on this list. If there's anything we haven't hit on, we've been all over the place. Nightmare style drop tables. Probably the last.
Yeah.
Probably the last thing we'll talk about. How do you feel about? I guess this is really just for you because it applies more to you. Do you think drop tables on bosses should be made in such a way that they're realistically completable for either like a collection log or an Ironman? Or is it okay to do Nightmare style, but even maybe more extreme than that, where drops are all very rare and realistically you're not going to get them all?
Yeah, this is okay. So there's a difference, first of all, between raids and Nightmare. Like,
what's the difference?
Raids,
well, one's less fun.
Yeah, and the reason is because it's so tedious. Like, Nightmare is actually tedious. It's the same thing over. Like, there's like, obviously that's kind of debatable. Like, you could say all of RuneScape's the same thing over and over, but it's like raids.
No, I'd say raids is way more diverse.
Yeah, like raids is like there's different rooms and stuff, and you go through it. Same with TOB, it's like different little things you do, but like Nightmare is the same thing. And if you're doing it the most efficient way, which is soloing, it is just extremely tedious. So drop rates, like I think Nightmare is like ridiculously stupid drop rates, especially like going dry. Like I'm terrified of going dry for a mace. Like I already am dry for a mace, but like I'm terrified of going like dry, like you know, 6 times rate or just something stupid, you know, which can easily happen. And that becomes, you know, 3,000 hours to just get unlucky, where it's like, okay, you could have actually gotten like a couple 200 mils, like literally with the time you're just spending trying to get a mace or something. Just,
yeah, I would definitely agree that, yeah, I don't like the drop table like that for a single boss. But let me toss you a hypothetical one. What if Raids 3 comes out, it has 20 drops? Let's say they come up with, throwing it back to like Chambers era, where they come up with lots of different stuff. Some of it more niche than others, some strong. Let's say it's 1,000, or maybe it's like 2,000 hours to complete. Like, is that good for the game? Is that bad for the game? How do you feel about that?
well, I'm trying to think, how many hours is it to complete Nightmare solo? Like,
you'd have to tell me that one. I know Chambers is,
and you're including pet.
2,200. Yeah, well, Chambers with pet. I don't know Chambers with pet rate. Chambers without pet is what, like 1,000 hours. 80 HB rate, maybe like 900 hours.
Okay.
Which is very long,
Yeah.
but people generally like it. But what if something was like 2 or 3 times longer than that?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what Nightmare is, because I know just getting an orb, like a specific orb, is like almost 700 hours. And like, yeah, it's just stupid.
So completion's probably about double that if it's like
I think it's like 1,400 hours, probably. Maybe a little, I don't know. Because there's only 3 of them. And like you would expect to get the other drops by the time you get the 3 orbs.
Yeah, you would think so.
I don't know how many, but I don't think it's any more than 1,500. But like, I feel like that should be the cap. Like, I don't really feel like anything should be like more than that, because just simply the fact that you can go like extremely dry on something, it's just like, you know, people are going to. But I don't know. It is RuneScape at the end of the day, and like, I don't know. It's like Jagex is not saying complete this. Like, that's us deciding. Like, I want to complete this. So it's like, I understand like they can make things as rare as they want. It's the same thing with like the Scotizo jar. It's like, I don't care that it's that rare, because it's, well, first of all, it's just a cosmetic. It's not like it.
Yeah, even for that rare, it's like less than a mil, right?
Yeah, like I don't care about it. It's the same with Third Age. Like, you can't ever realistically expect to complete Third Age, but like actual items with like use, like Nightmare stuff and raid stuff, like I feel like it should all be relatively obtainable.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I was talking with people who have more background like in different games. I know like in a lot of games, just it's standard to have everything's extremely rare. Nobody completes stuff on their own. You get one rare drop, you sell it, you buy the other stuff you want. Like that's just standard practice. Yeah. This game is kind of unique in the fact that you have people who are going out of their way to try to get every item by themselves. Yeah. I also worry though I don't know how that's going to work with balancing future raids. Maybe if they go top style, like Top's not bad at all to finish. It seems like they definitely made
Yeah,
part of the balancing process was taking into account how difficult it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they expected people to be doing as many completions an hour as they are now, like where you can do like more than 3 an hour with a good team.
Yeah. I really enjoyed TOB. It was like things just felt obtainable.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Nightmare does not feel that way. It really feels like you just gotta get lucky. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like getting a Tebow at raids. Like that thing is pretty rare. Like isn't a Tebow like 900 hours to get specifically?
No,
or is it
less? Specifically at Tebow, it's 1K, so that's like 400 hours.
Oh yeah. It's getting getting a Tebow is 1 in 1K, right? So it's like it's like 333 or something if you do like 20 minutes. Or that's what I was thinking. But yeah, like probably like 400 hours. Okay. Yeah, for some reason my mind is confused. I was thinking it was 1,000 hours to get it, but yeah, it's like a third of that.
What's Mace? How many solos?
Well, a Mace is 1,200 solos. So if you do 20-minute, which is honestly more than you could actually probably expect, because like when you start out as an Ironman doing it, you don't have a scythe, assuming like you don't have Inquisitors, you don't have a harm. So like my kills were like above 20 minutes most of the time. So like even if you said 3 an hour and you never died and you discounted all your time banking, like that's still 400 hours, like perfectly efficiently. But I would say more like 500 hours just with your occasional deaths, banking, just getting your gear upgrades. Like, I don't know, maybe 450 hours, but.
Yeah, I mean, I know Nightmare is kind of in a unique spot where it's pretty generally disliked. So I don't think either of us or many people would say like we need more stuff like Nightmare. Like give me more.
Yeah,
one boss, very rare drops.
I will say simply because I've done Nightmare and I have full Inquisitors and I have a Harm Orb, like it is a big fucking flex. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's like. It feels good to have grinded out that, because like you're not going to see many Ironmen with it. And you know if they do have it, well, either they spooned it like hardcore, or they've put in serious fucking time into their account. And the cool thing, something I do like about Nightmare, besides just how tedious it is and now there's 3 phases of the same bullshit and it's just one tick flicking if you want to save supplies, it's like you're not getting anything. Like this is not something you can self-sustain. Like you need to be a very high level a very just high level Ironman to be able to like really grind this out, because you need a bunch of supplies, you need really good gear, and you're not getting supplies back. Like you're just you're not just like funding yourself through doing it. Like I don't like that, how you can fund yourself through like certain things, like self-sustain. So I really like where Nightmare's at in that aspect, where it's like, okay, like you can't be like a level, I don't know. It's like, I know you can kind of get carried through Nightmare if you chose to, but it's like, it's not the same as, because like seriously, you can be like a level 70 hardcore Ironman and go to TOB and like grind out a scythe probably, because it's just like you don't really need much.
No, yeah, you see all kinds of undeserved scythe.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, yeah, the top loot system in itself is a travesty.
Yeah. I think Nightmares might be kind of similar, but we just don't know how it works fully. But I really do think you don't really need to pull that much weight, I don't think. Well, I don't know, but I think.
Yeah, I know people are trying to figure it out, right? Like with the alt methods, trying to figure out how it works.
I'm
I know it's not
apprehensive
solved.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's quite solved it. Have you considered doing alt Nightmare at all?
I won't, because first of all, I don't have an alt to do it, and if somebody even gave me one, I wouldn't want to like flick prayers on both accounts and like go through that headache. And I also would feel so bad if somebody else alted for me, because I'm not paying anybody for it. So
don't you just don't people just wear Justy and can't mage prayer, or is that bad?
Yeah, I think I saw Lake doing that, just praying May with Ellie and just assured, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like advocating for it. And also, honestly, it seems even more aids. Like it might speed it up, but like you're gonna hate yourself for the whole time you're doing that for sure.
And you're not even positive. Like if I was positive that it was way better, like it wouldn't be way better anyway. But if it was positive that I'm saving like 30% time doing it, I would consider it. But it's like I don't even know if like the drop rates truly aren't being affected by this. Because
Yeah.
somebody just
Yeah.
simply getting a drop doesn't mean, oh, it was still a 1 in 100. Like, who knows? It could have, like, people are assuming it stays 1 in 100, and that's what I would believe, but we're not positive that, like, drops are still staying the same rate.
What? But don't they get more common as team size goes up?
No, they don't. It would be the same, because, like, in a 5-man, getting a drop from Nightmare is still 1 in 100. Same with a solo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But
I see.
I'm just curious because, like, it goes off of damage base, and they say, you know, if you were in, like, a 5-man and 4 people died, like, Huskies said on Twitter about, like, you won't get the drop. Basically, like, you would need to have done at least a certain amount of damage threshold. So it's not like you could just do 5-mans over and over and then have everyone leave. So it's really hard to say what's truly making it, like, I don't know. It's confusing, but
No, I follow. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, hopefully if I ever get around to doing it, I'm a long way away from that. Hopefully it'll be solved by then. So, or we can finally bully JMods into giving numbers on Twitter at 2 years after content comes out. It's always the classic. But I'm looking through our list of topics. I feel like we've pretty much hit on everything.
Yeah.
The second to last one, I don't know if we probably won't go into now. I'll probably maybe talk about that just myself. That's more of a personal thing. But I guess that is probably going to be about the end, unless there was anything else you wanted to talk about.
I think it was good, nice and meaty. We got a lot of
It's like 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Actually eclipsed the last one. I didn't think I was going to do one longer than the Vatty one, because I felt like we brought up so much unplanned stuff in that one. But
yeah.
This might have to be the cap. I don't know if I'll make any rambles longer than 2.5 hours. This might have to be about the
Yeah,
limit.
and that's like even passing 2 hours. Most people watching would probably not even watch the whole thing. I would.
Yeah.
But.
If you listen to the very end, sound off in the YouTube comments. If you made it to the end, I'd love to see if any of you actually listened to this whole thing. Like, good on you if you did. I respect it.
So just I guess to end, like, I want this to be like exclusively uploaded to yours, Juke, and then I will eventually re-upload this video in the next couple weeks just so I have a collection of it on my YouTube channel. But as of right now, we'll just have it on yours, and then just in a later date it'll be on mine for those that maybe missed it or something. So
be sure to specify that the riveting gameplay you're seeing in the video though is coming from me. I have my chat box minimized. They might not realize this was me killing Viral Watch. Don't get it twisted. But all right, man. Hey, I really appreciate this. It was actually a lot of fun talking about all this. I'm always a little apprehensive. Like, I said this in the Vadi one as well, but I've never spoken with Sae Bae before. I don't think we've ever been in a call.
It feels like I've already spoken to you because I've listened to your rambles, but yeah.
Yeah, same here. But it's always fun when you get into a call with someone for the first time and it just meshes and you find it easy to talk to one another. So really was a pleasure, man.
Yep. All right.
Well, all right, that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Take it easy, Sae Bae.
Awesome.
Catch you guys
Have a good
later.
day. Peace.